Hello, I'm trying to bring Pastor Derek in. Bear with me. This is a lot technical for me, but hopefully I can get it done. Any help on how to bring Pastor Derek on, please? This is interesting. Okay. I think I can get him now. Pastor Derek, if you can hear me, please start viewing it so I can get you on, please. I can only see those who are viewing. So if you start watching, I can get you on, please, Pastor Derek. Thank you. Are you on, Pastor Derek, please? I cannot get you. I cannot see you. Where are you, Pastor Derek? Please, are you watching so I can bring you on? I can't see you. Okay, if you are on and you have any idea on how we can bring him on, please bring your suggestions. Okay, Pastor Derek, you can send me a request to get on, please. I have enabled that. I can see everybody else apart from you, Pastor Derek. Interesting. I think I have managed to get him now.
Hi. Back now. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can clearly hear you.
Awesome. And the background noise is not too bad?
I cannot hear any noise at all. I don't know about the others.
All right. Okay, great. Okay. So we thank God. And we have prayed. Father, take over one more time. And help us. Oh, this is my light. Just a second.
Yes, perseverance, Pastor Alote. Thank you, Delade. Thank you. No, I cannot hear any noise either. No background noise at all. Yes, me too. I cannot hear anything at all. Thank you so much for your patience. God richly bless you. I know that it's not easy, but we are trying to persevere for your sake. Okay. We are trying to persevere.
So please, let's share again. Let's share the broadcast again. Let's invite friends again. Let's invite loved ones again. We know you've already repped your country, so we will not be going so much. But let's share again, please. Everybody, let's share again. Let's invite everybody. Let's invite our loved ones one more time. Let everybody join us so that we can go straight into business. All right, Moby. So before we went off, we were talking about friendship, the importance of friendship, what friendship is, and how important friendship is. So the question was, what is friendship?
I think friendship is just the state of being friends. It's a state of being friends. Maybe we can say that is a relationship or a state of mutual trust, support, love, care, emotions between people.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Awesome. So if that is friendship, then how important is friendship in marriage? Why is it important that we develop friendship in marriage, that couples become real friends?
Yeah, I think like you mentioned initially, marriage is
Mm,
the highest form of friendship.
yeah.
It's the highest form of friendship when two individuals actually become one flesh, they become
Mm-hmm.
one, as the Bible puts it. If
Yeah.
we are not friends in a marriage, it's very likely the marriage will die. A
Mm,
marriage cannot survive or thrive where there's no friendship.
mm,
Two people who are not friends cannot really marry and enjoy it. So they can marry. I'm not saying they cannot marry, but there will be
mm-hmm.
an element of enjoyment that will be missed if they are not
Yeah.
friends. When you
Mm,
read Mark chapter 10, verses 7 to 9, the Bible says that
mm-hmm.
this explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is
Mm,
joined to his wife. Can you imagine
mm-hmm.
being joined to somebody who is not your friend?
Yeah.
Can you imagine spending the rest of your life with somebody who is not your friend? The Bible continues to say in verse 8 that the two are united into one. Since
Mm,
they are no longer two but one, let
mm,
no one split apart what God has joined together.
yeah.
So without friendship, your marriage will suffer. Your
Mm,
marriage will not thrive. It will not be exciting.
mm,
Eventually, it may die.
mm. Right, right. That's very, very powerful. That's very, very, very powerful. All right. So do we have I want us to go through a number of the reasons why it's important that we learn to develop friendship in a marriage, and then from there we will go on to look at how to develop strong friendships in marriage. Sorry, we'll look at how to develop strong friendships in marriage. But for now, I want us to look at the importance. Just take it step by step, why it is so important that we make sure that as couples we become friends. We become friends because people don't see the importance of being friends in with their husbands and with their wives. All right.
I think one of the reasons why it's important for us to become friends in our marriage is that when
Mm-hmm.
we are friends, it helps assure each other that they are
Mm-hmm.
well loved and wanted in a marriage. It is your friends that you play with. It's your friends you
Yeah.
chat with. It's your what are you drinking and why are you not giving me any?
It's called Sobolo. All right, carry on.
So I was
They
saying
brought
that
it to me.
all right, it's important that you develop friendship in marriage because
Yeah.
it helps to assure each
Mm-hmm.
other that they are well loved and wanted in the marriage. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason is because it's your friends that you love, it's your friends that you chat with, it's your
Yeah.
friends that you spend more time with. And therefore, if
Mm-hmm.
we are married and we are not friends in the marriage, it'll be very
Yeah.
difficult to feel loved and wanted in the marriage because you
Right.
cannot live forever and or spend a majority of your life with somebody who is not your friend. Somebody they will not feel loved, they will not feel
Yeah.
wanted, they will not feel cherished in the marriage. So when we
Mm-hmm.
develop a very strong friendship in the marriage, it
Mm.
assures me that I am loved. It assures you also that you are loved and you are wanted. And the reason is one of the reasons is because we spend time together, we can laugh
Mm.
together, we can play together, we care for each other, we think about each
Mm.
other. And
Mm.
therefore, there's that assurance of one being wanted, cherished, and loved in the relationship or in the marriage.
Yeah, that's very, very, very important because without feeling that you are wanted, you are needed, you are loved, you are liked, you are cherished, you cannot be yourself in a marriage. You cannot give your best, and you cannot expect the best also from the marriage. So when we have this level of friendship where we are both convinced that we are friends, it allows you to actually really relax and be sure that you see there's a saying recently where I've heard a few people say, I go where I'm celebrated. I don't go to where I am not wanted. And in a way, it is true. It's great knowing that you are celebrated in the marriage. It's great knowing that your husband is looking forward to your coming home. Your wife is looking forward to meeting you. Instead of just they coping with you, and then when you come, it's you. You've come. Okay. It's great to receive a call from your wife saying that, listen, I'm waiting for you. Where are you? You've taken so long. I'm here alone. I miss you. Come home. It's great when you come home for your husband to hug you and say, wow, I missed you so much. It's great to have you back. So it has so many benefits. It makes you really feel good. It gives you that assurance. So friendship is very, very necessary in marriage. What else can you add to it, mommy? What else can you add?
Before I add anything else, before I go on to the next point, and when you were talking, you mentioned relaxation in marriage. Unfortunately, there are some couples who are not relaxed in. Pastor, the way you are drinking this, and I'm beginning to be jealous.
It's nice, baby. It's so nice. Oh.
I will not say anything. I will not say anything. And there are lots of couples who are not relaxed in their marriage.
Now you see my importance. When I'm there, I serve you smoothies. I serve you drinks.
Nobody is serving me anything here.
And when I'm giving it to you, you keep playing. I don't want it. I don't like this. I don't want that. Now I'm not there, and you have nothing to drink. And here I am with my sober. You see, empty glass. When I'm there, I'm doing you smoothies, and you are playing on me. I don't like this. I don't like that. Here you are, and here I am with my sobolo. The Lord, because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I don't know whose shepherd. Who is your shepherd? So for me, he's prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy.
And who is the enemy? Who is the
All right,
enemy?
let's carry on. Let's carry on.
Before we go to the next point, you mentioned relaxation in marriage. Unfortunately, there are some marriages where there's a lot of tension in the marriage. The couples are not relaxed at all. There's this tension going on. They are not at ease in Zion. They cannot do anything they want. It's like I'm very careful of what to say. I'm careful of what to do. I'm not trying to say that in marriage speak anyhow or just let anything just come out of your mouth. But you know that element of fear, kind of, because they are not married to their friends, is there. And the reason is because the friendship in the marriage is not strong and leads to tension and all that. So it's important. I can see part of the comments. When Pastor Derek was hosting it, I could see all the comments. Now I can't see.
Now you can see. They are laughing at you. They are literally laughing at you. They know that.
No, they are not.
I've got you.
Lady Pastor Priscilla is saying, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay. Definitely the Lord will repay. The Lord, as for them, I'll not even mind her at all. Yeah, so one, a strong friendship in marriage gives assurance that one is loved and is wanted. Now, I think another reason why friendship is so important and we need to develop friendship in marriage is a freedom of speech. You know, you cannot just be free with somebody who is not your friend. You are very cautious of their action and reaction. You cannot really tell them how you really, really feel. Pastor Derek, what are you doing? Please turn yourself back.
Okay, turn yours also. Let's see if we can do landscape instead. Just turn your phone. Let's see something, if it will work. Yeah. But then the comments are sliding.
Well, I will have to change. Yeah, because it says I cannot turn my phone. Hold on.
Yeah, and is your comments flowing normally for you?
No, the comments are turned upside down.
Please, let's go back. Let's go back to normal. Let's go back to normal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the disruption. All right, okay. All right, okay. All right, carry on. Yeah, it's better. Carry on.
Okay, yeah. So when we have developed strong friendship in marriage, there's freedom of expression. When we are friends in the marriage, it allows us to it allows us to speak and express ourselves a lot freely. We are not tense, we are not afraid. When we are worried, we can say, we cannot pretend. We put away pretense, because we know that this is my friend. I can be myself to him or her. You can cry when you have to. You can laugh when you have to. You can express any kind of emotion, because that is your friend. You are not afraid, excuse my language in code, to go low or high before that person, because you know this is a friend. This is a friend. I can be myself. I can be myself in their presence. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to be a hypocrite. I don't have to fake anything. I just have to be who I am. I can have expression, freedom of expression. Whatever I want to say, obviously, in a respectful way, I will say it, because that is my friend. If that is not the case, you could see that it will be very difficult to express yourself. You cannot talk freely. You cannot express yourself freely. When you have an opinion, you are afraid. How would it be taken? When you are hurt, you can't say it. When you're happy, you can't say it. I mean, let's take the bedroom issues, for instance. Imagine making love to somebody who is not your friend. You can't tell them, touch me, hold me, do this, tickle me here, lift me. You can't say any of those things. You will just be frozen. Just be frozen and just be in their presence. So it's very important that we are able to develop friendship, strong friendships in our marriages, so we can be free to express our emotions. We are emotional beings, so we can be free to express our emotions without the fear of being criticized or looked down
being
upon,
judged.
or being judged. That's the word.
Daniel Blackman is saying that some people can only do certain things when their spouse is not around, which is very, very true. Where there's no friendship, like you said, people pretend a lot, people hide a lot of things, people cannot be themselves. There are certain things they can only do when the husband or the wife is not there, and that is not life. It makes marriage feel like a prison, doesn't it? It makes marriage feel like a prison, where, I mean, there are certain things you can't say, there are some jokes you can't crack, there are certain songs you can't dance to, there are certain friends you can't talk to, there are certain calls you can't pick because your wife is around, your husband is there, you are afraid. It's not good. It's not good at all. But when there is friendship, you feel free. You're able to express yourself. You can dance. You can crack jokes. You can walk around naked. You know, there are people who cannot walk naked in front of their spouses.
Yeah.
Like the way you do to me all the time. There are people who cannot do it, though. If the husband is there,
you shouldn't be saying such things, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm a pastor. Right. So I can't say that. Yeah, but yeah, some people, they always have to wear a gown. So far as the husband is there, they have to be fully dressed. Some husbands too, they can't do it because they are afraid. Somebody will say something that will annoy somebody. Somebody will pass a comment or something, and so they can't flow. They can't flow, and that is not good at all. So it allows for freedom of expression. People are free to be themselves. People are free to do what they want to do in their marriage because they are friends. Friendship is a great thing. Another thing it does is that it boosts confidence, mommy. It makes you very confident when you are in a marriage where, when you are in a marriage with your friend, it makes you very, very confident. You are not afraid going out. You are not afraid coming in. Do you know there are people who, when they go out, for example, and they come home later than they are supposed to come, they are literally panicking, afraid.
Yeah.
Because Captain Haddock will be angry, sitting there with a frown face. They have to come and explain in a 3-paragraph letter as to why they are late. They are always on the with diagrams. They are always on the edge, always on the edge. But if it is your friend, and for a good reason you are late, you are confident, you just come home and you are fine. If you cook and the food got burnt, you are not afraid that the food got burnt. Mommy, I have seen couples, wives, who, let's say, they cooked food and the food got burnt, and they are so scared. So scared that the food is burnt because this man will kill me today. Why should that be? Why should that be that you are in a marriage? You cook. I mean, the accidents happen. You cook food, the food gets burnt, and you are so scared that you don't know what your husband is going to do. It should never be. But when there is friendship, we have confidence. I don't know what you want to add to that.
No, I just wanted to say I've heard of instances where, I mean, cooking food and being bent is probably a difficult one, where a wife breaks a glass or a plate, and he's so scared in the house because I've broken this plate, I've broken this glass, and that because she knows that the husband will really go mad at her. So that confidence is not there. You are careful, you are extra, it's like you are walking on eggs. Extra
eggs.
Careful of everything. Yeah, extra careful of everything you do or say, because that the friendship is not there, and it makes life a lot difficult. You cannot live comfortably with that kind of situation in a marriage.
That's very true. So confidence, friendship boosts confidence in marriage, and it allows you to be yourself. It allows you to make your mistakes, because life is full of mistakes.
And you're not afraid of making the mistake. Yeah. Because
you remember when
you don't be killed for making a mistake.
Remember when you went to scratch the new car, brand new car, you took it to work, came back, it was scratched. You knew you had scratched it. You didn't tell me until the next day. Then when you were going to work,
no, it was in the evening. It was in the evening.
Oh, it was night, so you didn't see it. Okay.
No.
So the next morning, you just called me, Daddy, I've scratched the car, and you were not scared. You were not afraid to tell me that you scratched the car. But if we were not friends, somebody would possibly even have quietly gone to find a way of repairing it, because if this man sees it, I am finished. I am dead. Brand new car. How can I scratch it? You see, but when there is friendship, we are able to make our mistakes. And life is full of mistakes. Life is full of errors. In friendship, we have the confidence to make those mistakes and know that we will still be loved. We will still be accepted. It is in friendship that you can wake up and talk to your wife whilst you haven't brushed your teeth, and you are blowing all the fumes in the world, like Chernobyl. You are literally blowing toxic fumes, nuclear fumes, and still you are not afraid. You can't do that. You know, there was this musician that here, when he woke up, he had to he's a man, he had to do his makeup and whatever before he could even talk to his own family members. That is wrong. Where there is friendship, you are free. You can lay in bed with your spouse, you can fart anytime you want, and you are free because you are not afraid to be judged. You remember, I mean, you know I'm speaking truth.
What do you mean by I remember, Pastor Derek? Where are you coming from?
Sorry. Sometimes I forget that you don't do those things. All right. So it gives you confidence to feel free and to be yourself. And this is what marriage is supposed to be, brothers and sisters. This is what marriage is supposed to be, where you are free to flow, be yourself. You are free not to be judged. You are free not to hide under the covers, but live like a human being. Be that free. Be yourself. Express your natural tendencies and be free. Fart if you need to fart. Bend food if you need to bend. Do things if you need to do. You are not afraid that you will be judged. You are not afraid that you will lose respect or anything like that. Because there's tension. Friendship is extremely important. Mommy, I don't know if you want to add another one, please.
Right. Another reason why I think developing friendship is very important.
Sorry, mommy. Before you do it, please share it for us. Please, let's share. Let's invite everybody. Let's get back on track. Let's share it. Put it into watch parties. Invite friends, and let's go, mommy. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that another reason why I think friendship is important in a relationship or in marriage is because it helps you to make better decisions.
Yeah.
And the reason is simple. When we are friends, we can talk about issues. We can agree and we can agree to disagree. We can look at all the aspects of the situation, the positive, the negative, and all that. So we can talk about issues so that we can arrive at better conclusions. Because when we are friends, one person it's not like a dictator in the marriage where one person's word is final and you have no say whether it works or it doesn't work. This is it, and the chief has spoken, and that's it. You can't do anything about it. When we are friends, you can bring your opinion. This is what you
Kunta
think.
Kinte has spoken.
Yes, this is the issue. But okay, I'm seeing it from this angle. Can we have a look at that as well? Or I think if we do it this way, it will be better. What do you think? So we are disagreeing, or we are bringing our opinions once again in a respectful way, so that we can arrive at a better decision. But if you are not married to your friend, you dare not bring your opinion when he or she brings something. In fact,
Yeah, because there are
opinion will not
marriages
even
where for example, the woman has no right to counter anything the man says he wants to do.
No,
And the
you
opposite to
end
there are
up
some
with a
marriages
trap.
where the man too cannot, if the wife says,
Say
I'm going out with
anything.
my friends, you dare not say
That's
anything.
it.
You just have to say
Yeah.
yes, ma. And
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
let her go.
Yeah. So it's very important. Friendship in marriage makes the couple puts them in a situation where they are able to take better decisions. Better decisions
Because
for the good
wisdom,
of the family.
because wisdom cannot be
does not
found in
dwell
one
in
person's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you know, you may be
yeah.
you may be
Carry on.
You may be looking at something from a different perspective. But your spouse will also be looking at it from a completely different perspective, which it probably might even be better than where you are looking at it from.
Exactly.
But if we are not friends, I may even know that, listen, the decision my husband is taking is wrong, or my husband may know that the decision my wife is about to take is not the best. But because we are not friends,
but I won't say it.
I won't say it. You'll be telling yourself, well,
if I say it, it will start
it will
quarrel
be
or
a
something.
problem. Exactly. So you won't say it, and at the end of the day, Pastor Dai, please stop drinking this thing. At the end of the day,
I'm even going to get more from the fridge. I'm going to drink Sobolo throughout the broadcast just to pain you for leaving me here.
At the end of the day, oh, Pastor Dai, please come back. At the end of the day, you realize that the decisions are not made having taken all aspects into consideration, and you end up getting yourself in trouble or causing more problems in the marriage because you are not friends. You cannot talk. You cannot take better decisions. You cannot freely discuss issues and arrive at better conclusions because we are not friends. And remember that one thing that solidifies friendship is talking.
Yeah.
It's talking.
Yeah.
So if we cannot talk, if we are not friends, then it means that we cannot talk. And if we cannot talk, it means that we cannot make decisions. We cannot make better decisions the way we're supposed to. Oh, don't worry. Pastor Derek will come and meet me here. All I have to say is one word, that I'm not doing one thing, and that will be it. That's all. I wouldn't have to talk much.
Right. You can't do that.
Teasing me. I can't.
You want to spoil their friendship. You want to spoil their friendship.
Yeah, if you want to say anything.
Yeah. So better decisions are made. You know, decisions work better when they are filtered through different minds. Okay, they are filtered through different minds. Your wife has her opinion, husband has her opinion. We sit down, we are not afraid to discuss, we are not afraid to say what we think about everything. Where there is genuine friendship, there's no such thing as, oh, this is woman's thinking. Oh, you're only a woman, what do you know? But no, I married you because I respect your wisdom, I respect your intelligence, and every decision I'm making, I want you to be a partaker of that decision. And you will be confident to partake in that decision when you are my friend. When you are my friend also, you see, when you are my friend, the love and the care is stronger. And so if I'm going to take any decision that mommy, delete some wild
I just tried deleting it. It will be a bit difficult for me.
All right, okay, leave it. But ignore them, ignore these demons who come up with all these things. All right, okay. So don't follow them, don't write any of those numbers. Okay, so when we are genuine friends, it breeds genuine care. Okay, now if I'm going to make any decision that will hurt me, you are confident, you are free to tell me, listen, this thing will hurt you, this thing will not be good for you, and you will voice it. But when there's no friendship, the love is dampened, and it makes it a lot harder for you to voice out your concerns. So that is very, it helps us to make better decisions. We want to buy a house, we will talk and talk and talk and talk until the decision we make is the best. We want to, you want even a new job, whatever. We will talk and talk and talk until we arrive at the best decision. I know that when we're going to get married, for example, some of the people who were close to me were very, very concerned that our marriage would be like House of Parliament, because everything I said, you have something to say, and we will talk and talk. Little issues, we will talk and talk and talk. But I think in a way that also helped me to make decisions that helped me to progress. That it's not a yes, sir kind of marriage where anything I want to do, all you have to do is to say yes, and then I go on. But you have warned me, you have guided me, you have in several ways drawn my attention to things that I was not seeing, and it has helped me to make the necessary progress. So I think it has, I mean, friendship has really helped our marriage. All right, okay. So the next.
Okay, sorry, before you go on, there's a question from Pastor Emmanuel.
Okay.
Pastor Emmanuel, he's saying that, would you say that for friendship to take place in marriage, courtship plays a vital or a significant role?
Yeah, it does. And on the WhatsApp platform, somebody responded, I think it was the Laden, when the question was asked this afternoon, and she was saying that the friendship should be developed even before you go into marriage. And you see, I've always been saying this, that marry your best friend. Marry your best friend, because marriage is friendship. Marry your friend. Don't marry for money. Don't marry for beauty. Marry for friendship. If you marry your friend, you will be able to flow and flow and flow. And this thing should be sourced up right at the time of courtship. Even before you accept somebody's proposal, make sure that this is somebody that you've already developed good friendship with. Because even during the courtship, it has to be friendship. Where there's no friendship, there will be struggle. You will struggle where there is no friendship. So we always have to make sure that there is friendship during the courtship stage, and then it develops into the marriage itself, where we have a lot of friendship. Marriage is friendship. So can I continue now?
Yes, please. So is there any other reason why we need to develop friendship in marriage?
For better intimacy. For better intimacy. Can you imagine? Very... Oh, Pastor Sally, you know, I don't want to say certain things here. All right, okay. But can you imagine making love to some guy? Or, or some dictator, your boss or something. It's not as nice, it's not as exciting as making love to your friend. Making love to your friend, because I think you even mentioned bits of that earlier. When you're making love to your friend, you are able to say anything you want to say.
Yeah.
Suck my breasts. You are free to say that. You are able to say, I want both breasts, give them to me. And you can take it. You can say that thing that you say in God. How do you say? Me, I'm doing that. Like, how do you say it? Press my bottoms.
I don't know, I don't know what you're talking about.
You can say it freely. Hold my buttocks and press it harder for me. And you are free to say, because it's your friend. It's your friend. Oh, I'm not hearing the ringtones better today. Please increase the volume of the ringtone, and then you can play with it. Sometimes love making itself can become just a play. That you are doing it, but you are also playing. Where there is no friendship, the thing is like World Cup finals. It's a serious tournament. Who is going to win this match today? And everybody is so serious, and you are in there, and you are also quiet. Also so quiet, tense. Like just so tense. Finish quickly. You can't. You see, where there is no friendship, a woman hardly reaches orgasm. Let me drink this into hate you. One bottle down.
Wait till this will start choking you.
2 more to go. All right. So where there is no friendship, you can enjoy sex. Sex becomes a chore. Why do you think, mommy? Why do you think that a lot of the times boyfriends and girlfriends are able to enjoy sex better than husbands and wives? The secret is in the friendship.
Because boyfriend, boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah.
They can sit down and chat and talk and talk and talk and talk. In the night, boyfriend will call girlfriend on the phone. Are you asleep? They don't have anything to talk about. Oh, are you asleep? So what are you doing? Hey, so today you didn't call me. Hey, I miss you. Oh, they will talk and talk and talk. But in their marriage, we forget about all these things.
Yeah.
We don't talk. We don't call each other. We don't play with each other. And so when it comes to sex, it becomes so boring. It becomes so dry. It becomes just one of their duties. We just have to tick a box that we have had sex today, which is very, very wrong. So friendship enhances sex. Friendship makes sex very, very enjoyable in the marriage. Somebody is asking again, what is Pastor Derek drinking? And once again, I will answer, I am drinking Sobolo. Sobolo. It's called Sobolo. Sobolo. It is hibiscus tea, hibiscus drink or something. It's made from the hibiscus flower. It's very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Okay, so make sure that you develop good friendship so you can have fun during sex. That sex will not become a chore, but it will be two friends playing with their bodies. Two friends playing with their bodies. Carry on, honey, with your dry mouth. Carry on.
No comment whatsoever.
It doesn't get better than this. All right, okay.
What do you say you are drinking? What's it called again?
Sobolo. Carry on.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, friendship will help you to develop better intimacy. Wow, exciting intimacy that doesn't get boring.
You are not afraid. You are not afraid to tell your wife, turn this way. You are not afraid to say, lift your legs. You are not afraid to say, shout it loud. You are not afraid to do any, because you are friends, you are playing, and you are giggling whilst you are doing it. It's so nice. It is so nice. You are not afraid to flow. So that is very, very powerful. All right, let's move on.
Ruth is asking whether I didn't try it. I tried a little bit, but the way Pastor Derek is drinking this thing, it's making me feel.
You didn't try what? Jealous. The Sobolo when you came here. Did you drink some?
The Sobolo. I was giving some.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. It's nice. It's really nice.
So another thing that another reason why we need to have strong friendship in marriage is safety. I mean, the basic safety that we all know about is safety. You are safer in the company of your friends than a stranger. You know, you are able to sleep. You don't mind having a chat with your husband and falling asleep in his arms or with you or anything. And you don't even care. You'll be driving with your spouse, and you are confident enough to sleep, and you know that they'll not leave you by the roadside.
Like you do all the time. Every time we travel, you sit beside me, fall asleep, especially night drive. You fall asleep and allow me to drive alone whilst you are sleeping. One of these days, I'm going to stop on the highway and just push you out and drive on. You carry on sleeping. But yeah, it's a good point. Because of friendship, you are able to just fall asleep. You are comfortable. That you'll be fine.
You are very comfortable. You are very comfortable. And like you said, just like you walk naked before me every time, because you feel safe that I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm not going to pull any bell anywhere.
Hey, I'm a pastor. You can't say that about me. Hey.
I'm not going to drag any church bell down or do anything. I'm going to be nice to you. And you feel free. You are safe. You can sleep. You can do anything because you are even allowed to forget about yourself and just do whatever you want to do. And
I never question the food you give me.
Sure. Sorry?
I never question the food you give me. When you give me food, I don't
you
doubt that. I just eat it. I just eat it because this is my friend. This is my best friend who has given me this food. I know it is good. And those times where you give it and you say that this was prepared with love. Oh, that's powerful. Powerful. Tina is saying church bells.
Yeah, Auntie Tina, I have some church bells.
Hey. You people are sinners.
Hello, Auntie Doris. Hello, everybody.
Please, let's share the broadcast. Let's share the broadcast. But yeah, very, very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. That you feel safe. You feel safe when your husband is your friend, when your wife is your friend. You know they will do you no harm.
The church bell at any time. You're not bothered.
You try ringing the church bell. Try ringing the church bell, and you see what I'll do to you.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, you feel safe. You feel very, very safe. You are not afraid that I will do you any harm. I'm not afraid that you do me any harm. We are flowing. We are happy. So you feel safe. And it also breeds safety, because when friendship leaves the marriage, that is where we begin to imagine evil things against each other. When friendship leaves the marriage, that is when hatred comes. And once hatred comes into the marriage, when hatred comes into the marriage, what happens now is that we begin to devise evil against each other. That is why some people plan to eliminate their husbands, eliminate their wives, destroy things, and that should not be. That should not be. So friendship is extremely important for our own safety, as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother.
Yeah. You want to add some more? Yeah.
Yeah, but Sister Monica said, why have we separated? She said, why have we separated ourselves? We haven't. The reason is because we are in different parts of the world. It's not intentional.
We are in different countries. I am in a hot country. I've got my AC running, but I'm still hot. So I'm in a short sleeve. She's in a cold country, and so she's got her jumper on, even though she's got her heater on as well. So I'm using AC, she's using heater. The beauty of God's goodness.
Okay, Peace is saying sex is so sweet. Having it with the person you love. So the person.
Hey, is he born again? Is it true? Can you confirm? Is it true? Is what she's saying? Is it true?
Is it true that what, Pastor? But Pastor, somebody is making that comment. How can I confirm that person's comment? Somebody.
But you are the moderator. Is it true? Is what she's saying true? Is sex so sweet when you have it with your friend?
What do you think?
Have you had it with your best friend before? And how did it feel? I don't know. You have to tell me. You. Okay. All right. So,
you know, when we're talking about safety, I mean, as one of the importance of friendship, you know, when you are not feeling well, when you are not feeling well, you are not afraid to, I mean, sleep in the presence of your friend, to just, you know, there's that safety that you get because you know that I'm in the presence of my friend. Even when you are uncomfortable, even when you are not feeling well, immediately you see your friend around, you see your husband around, you see your wife around, you start feeling a lot better than initially. So friendship is so important. Now, another reason why friendship is important in marriage is because with friendship, you get better support in the marriage. You get better support. And you know that it's easier to ask help from a friend than from somebody who is not your friend.
Yeah.
If you are not able to do something, where you need support, where you need help, it could even take any form. Where you are down, you could tell your friend, you could tell your husband, I feel down today. And you're giving the necessary support. You could tell your wife.
And you do it all the time.
Today. And you be giving the necessary support.
You do it all the time.
Because you're
even
my friend. Yes.
And within a short time, you were laughing. Oh, my baby. I miss you so much. I wish I can just enter this thing and hold you.
Come. So you get support with anything, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. If you need money for something, you can go to your friend, your husband, your wife. Listen, I'm low on cash.
That's where I come in. Yeah.
I need cash for this. I need money for that. If you need help physically, can you help me with this? Can you get this for me? Even if you need help spiritually, can you stand with me in prayer? Can you stand with me in prayer? Yeah.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
It's important. Yeah, it's important that we develop very strong friendship in our mind because you get support. Even academically, you can get support academically. If your husband or your wife is, I mean, more intelligent or better in a particular field than you are. I've heard of stories where wives have taught husbands, husbands have taught wives, they have helped them gain their degrees and all those things. I mean, masters, different kinds of qualifications. And it's because they are friends. You cannot teach somebody who is not your friend.
Yeah, the flow will not be there.
Difficult. No,
especially when it comes to driving. Especially when it comes to driving, teaching your wife how to drive.
I was just going to say that one thing, one driving lesson I watched, and I still remember it till today, was my father trying to teach my mother how to drive. It was so much fun, even though she was really, really annoyed and all that. We had so much fun with it. We remember it today and laugh. But you get all kinds of help. You get support. You are better supported.
Yeah.
The guy came again.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know which guy. Yeah. Okay. So that is very, very true. That is very, very true. All right. We get better support from each other when the friendship is there. You are more confident to ask if you need help. If you're in the bathroom and you left the towel behind, you can ask for the towel easily. If you need your wife or your husband to come and wash your back for you, you can do so easily. You can do so easily. If you left something that needed to be done in your bag, you are away and you need something in your bank, or you need something on your email or something, you can easily ask your wife, please, can you log on to my bank account and transfer this money from here to here for me? Please, this person, I haven't paid them. Can you make this payment for me here? Log into my account and make this payment. You are not afraid. You have got nothing to hide. So we are able to support each other a lot better. We're able to help each other make more progress a lot easier. Tina is so obsessed with the church bells. All right. So, yeah, we're able to help each other a lot more. So that is very, very important. Where there is friendship, where there's no friendship and we have secrecy and we have all these things going on, if you need help, you cannot. Blessed beyond belief says, does that include farting in peace in your best friend's company? Or no. I mean, of course, if you can direct things into a place where it will not create a problem, it's always more respectful to make sure. I mean, it's not right to be farting into your wife or your husband's face just because you can. But I mean, where there's nothing you can do, you are free to do so. You are not afraid. You won't do it easily in front of your boss or in front of your pastor at church. Can you do it in front of your husband, in front of your wife, and you don't feel anything bad about it because you are friends? Obviously, not intentionally to create any, but if it has to happen, it happens, and you carry on because you are with your best, and you will even laugh about it. Because, oh, you are smelling, get out of here, but you both laugh about it. But you can't do that in front of a person that you are not friends with, okay? And so this is why it's very, very important for friendship. I mean, not to say my marriage is falling apart. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray for restoration. Whatever secret they need to know, whatever is happening in there, I rebuke any spirit, I rebuke any attack on that marriage, and I pray, Lord, that the light comes where they need to know what must be done in order to restore. And I pray that this marriage will not die, it will not fall apart, it will stand in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Carry on, mommy. Yeah, so we are able to support each other better.
Yeah, there's also greater information. Like we said, knowledge does not just reside in one person's head alone. So friendship means that we communicate more, we know more, we bring our resources, our ideas more, we trust more, and we make better decisions. So there's greater information. You bring yours, I bring mine. So we are
and we also know, we at any point in time, I know everything happening in your life, even though we are thousands of miles apart. I know how your day has gone. I know who have visited you today. I know what time you tried to sleep and it didn't work. I know the various things you've done today. You also know where I've been and the things I've done. So you see that there is a greater flow of information when there is strong friendship in the marriage. So nobody can come and say, right now, nobody can come and tell you that they saw me in Kumasi. It's not possible. You know everything I've done throughout the day because we've been communicating. We followed each other throughout the day. Where there is friendship, we communicate more, and because there is more communication, there is greater information. We know what is happening with each other. If you are not well, I get to know quickly because I know how you flow. I know how we talk, and you yourself, you're not even afraid to tell me that you are not feeling well, so that I can easily know what to do to help you get restored. Okay, so it is important. You know that a lot of doubts and suspicions take place in marriage because we don't really know what is happening with each other.
I was just going to add to it that where there's greater information, there's less suspicion. And
Thank you.
Because you know everything happening. So if even somebody comes to tell you, I found your husband here with another woman, or I found your wife here with another woman, you don't easily believe them, because there's information. Information is power. There's greater information. You know, you have followed each other, you know where each other has been, you know everything about each other. So you don't easily believe what third parties tell you. And it blocks third parties from infiltrating the marriage and causing problems in the marriage. Because the two of you are so bonded, you are together, you flow with each other, you have so much, you talk more, you communicate more, you have so much information going on between the two of you. So it does not easily allow third parties to get in and spoil the beautiful thing, the beautiful friendship or marriage you have.
Yeah,
and it also protects the marriage.
It protects the marriage, and it silences gossips and slanderers. It silences gossips and slanderers. Another point, mommy, another very important reason why it's important to develop friendship.
Hold on. Please hold on. Okay, Rosetta wants some help. She said, I want to know if a woman spend on her mom is an offense, because some men feel the women are doing too much for their moms. No, that's not an offense, Rosetta. There's nothing wrong with you spending on your mom. She's your mom. You've only got one mom. If she's not here, you have a lot of regrets. So, I mean, I don't see there's anything wrong with that. Please
give your mom the best, give your husband the best, your father the best. But it's also good that we come together and we make an agreement. Okay, we have an agreement. There will always be that selfish husband or that selfish wife who does not want any resources to be spent on our parents. So keep an eye on that. But it is good that we come on an agreement that, okay, every month, this is how much money we are going to spend to my parents, this is how much money we are going to spend to your parents. It should be equitable or based on the need, because some parents will need more than others. Let's say one set of parents may be living in their own home, they don't need money to pay rent, but the other set may need to pay rent as well as feed and take care of themselves. So the set of parents who will need to pay rent as well as buy their food and everything may need more money than this set of parents who don't need to pay rent, and all they need is maybe to pay their light bill and whatever. So you have to sit down and discuss all these things and come to an agreement. But as good Christian people, it's important that we take good care of our parents. We should never let our parents die in poverty and in pain and in shame whilst we enjoy with each other. So please, there's nothing wrong with spending on your wife, or sorry, on your mother or on your father, but make sure that we are also doing it in agreement, so that your husband doesn't feel that you are taking advantage, or your wife doesn't feel you are taking advantage. Let's do it fairly. Let's do it fairly. All right. Okay. All right, mommy. I was going to say something. Another very important reason why we've got to develop strong friendship in marriage is that it protects the marriage from sexual promiscuity and sexual infiltration. You see, when we are friends, I am free to tell you how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling horny, I'm free to tell you easily. Okay, when we are friends, if a colleague at work has started tempting me, I am free to tell you. Now listen, there is this friend at work who is beginning to flash her breast at me when nobody is looking. We're able to talk. When a person comes around, sometimes, mommy, there are couples, there's a husband and wife together who there's another lady around them who is beginning to infiltrate, and they will never know. Why? Because they are not really friends. They don't. Sometimes the wife may see, but she's afraid to say it. Or if she says it, may start a fight or something. And so people can easily infiltrate. So adultery easily happens when the couple are not very close, when the couple are not friends. But when we are friends, if I'm tempted, I can tell you that, listen, somebody is tempting me here. If I can't sleep now that we are apart, if I can't sleep in the night, I can easily pick up the phone and call you that, hey, mommy, I can't sleep. Oh, look at me here, lying here, turning in bed. I can't sleep. But if we are not friends, I may start looking elsewhere. Hey, what can I do? What can I do? And before I realize, I'm messing up. Okay. So friendship is very, very important for the protection of the sexual purity inside the marriage. Inside the marriage, when we are very close friends, third parties cannot easily infiltrate. Sometimes people with ulterior motives, wanting to come and break down their marriage through sexual immorality, will come through when we are not close friends. Another woman can come and start becoming friends with your husband, and you can't even see, because I spend hours away and you don't know where I am. You don't know what I'm doing. You spend hours at work. I don't know what you are doing. So you can make a boyfriend easily. I can make a girlfriend easily. But when we are close, we are always together. We are always communicating. A third party cannot easily infiltrate. Can you imagine that the way we are, even if
Can you repeat it, please? Your network. It felt like we were losing you there a little bit, Pastor. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Pastor Derek. Am I the only one who cannot hear Pastor Derek, or can the rest of you hear him? Is it just me? Yeah, he's off. Yeah, I couldn't hear him as well. Okay, let me try and get him on.
all
Hello,
right, okay,
Pastor.
I'm here.
I mean, we couldn't
Hello?
hear you. Could you repeat all that you were saying, please?
Oh, really? Okay, what I was saying is that sexual immorality or adultery becomes very hard to take place inside the marriage when the couple are close, or the couple is or are is close in friendship. Okay, when we are close, because if somebody comes to tempt me, I will easily let you know, because we are friends. You yourself, you will even know that this girl, the way she's coming close to you, be careful. Okay, so we get to flow on that thing. Yeah, if somebody starts flashing their breast to me at work, I easily tell you that, listen, this girl, this is what she's doing, and we will even laugh at it. And when the girl comes around, we all start laughing. We've done it before several times. When the girl comes, we all start laughing, because we know that she has an agenda, and we've already seen the agenda. Okay, so it helps to combat adultery. Animal this thing, it's always the animal that is separated who gets eaten by the lions. Do you remember that? So when we are separated, when we are set apart, it's easy for the adulteress, the strange woman. It's easy for the strange woman to infiltrate the marriage where there is no friendship. It's easy for the strange man to infiltrate the marriage where there is no strong friendship.
It looks like people are saying they cannot hear you, Pastor Derek.
Oh, really?
But I can hear you very. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I
because
think
of
it's better now.
It's better now. Okay, good. All right. Okay.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
keep going.
They can hear now. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That is so true. That's so true. So it protects the marriage against sexual promiscuity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing everybody would have to think of, protecting their marriage against, because the results or the effects are very devastating. Do you want to add anything, or we can move on, please?
Yeah, let's move on. Unless if you want to add anything, or if there's any question or comment to add.
No, that's fine. We can hear you now.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Carry on then.
Right. So another reason why friendship is important is the need for interdependency. Mm-hmm. We don't live in isolation. We
marry because we need each other.
Yeah. I saw somebody's status today. She said, I didn't marry you so I can live with you. I married you because I cannot live with you. And I thought, oh, that was
because
so
I cannot live without you.
I cannot live without you, yeah, kind of thing. It was
Say it again.
Really nice. I didn't marry. You
Yes,
because I
it.
wanted to live with you. I
Mhm.
married you because I cannot live without you.
That's
Correct?
powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
that's what
why
the
I'm
friendship
suffering here like this because I cannot
is.
live without you.
Hey, Pastor Derek. And in
Oh,
marriage, we tend to depend on each other.
yeah,
We
a
depend on each
lot.
other. Nobody lives in isolation. We can't do that.
Hmm.
That's one reason why we marry. We marry so that
Hmm.
we can complement each other. So that you hold
Yeah,
me where I am weak, and I also hold you where you are weak. So when
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
strong friendship, it enhances the one flesh concept. Because I
Uh-huh.
mean, without friendship, we cannot be one flesh. One
Yeah,
flesh, of course, it means sex, but it means doing every other thing together as one body instead of two.
yeah,
And that will
yeah.
only happen when there's a strong friendship. So that when I start a conversation, you can continue. When you start a
Ah,
conversation, I can continue.
I love that. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And it helps us to depend on each other more
Mm-hmm.
and better and better. If we are not friends, I cannot depend on you. You cannot depend on me. In the areas where I am weak, I cannot depend on you because we are not friends. In the areas
Mm-hmm.
where you are weak, you cannot depend on me because we are not friends. But when we are
Mm-hmm.
friends, we know that I can depend on my husband in this area. I can depend on my wife in this area. And it is fine. And it's not because I am weak or I'm the weaker vessel or whatever, but because I cannot live without him. I married you because I cannot live without you. And I can depend on you for everything I need to. But that can
But
only
you know,
happen when
mommy,
there's strong friendship.
in marriage, and everybody has a weakness. And God is so awesome that most of the times my weakness is your strength, your weakness is my strength. And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of marriage, that you will complement me where I am weak, and I will complement you where you are weak. But where there is no friendship, we withdraw this compliment. We withdraw with, or we are not able to release this compliment. And so it makes life harder. There are people who are married and they still live like they are single.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the story I shared with you that Reverend Isu said that some people went to church and the pastor asked that all widows should come forward to be prayed for. And this woman got up, going up, and the husband tapped and said, did you hear what the man said? He said all widows should come. Are you a widow? The woman said, am I any better than a
I'm
widow?
worse than a widow. Yeah.
I'm worse than a widow, even though she's in a marriage. Okay. So
Yeah.
where there is no strong friendship, we are not able to tap into the places where we complement each other's weakness, where my strength fills in for your weakness and your strength fills in for my weakness. Because as you say, it is going to create a problem. As you step in to help, it's going to create a problem. So you keep your strength to yourself. You are not able to give it out. Me too, if I need it, I'm not able to ask because you are not really my friend. Okay, but we need each other. It's because we cannot live without each other. That is why we marry.
Yeah.
It's because we cannot live without each other. That is why we marry. But if we don't
Unfortunately,
understand
that's
this
not the
concept,
motives for some people in getting married. It's not because they cannot
mm.
live without each other. It's because they need to go and dig some gold somewhere and just move on with their lives.
But that kind of marriage is never married. That kind of marriage is never enjoyable. That kind of marriage does not work. Okay, so
Yeah.
that we learn how to develop good friendship so that we can have each other's back and depend on each other. Okay, mommy, do you have another one to add?
No, I have a point, but Hope is saying that we should pray for her marriage. Okay, when we finish, we'll pray for everybody's marriage because she wants to be able to develop true friendship in her marriage.
In her marriage,
But
okay, we'll pray on that.
another reason why strong friendship is necessary in a marriage is because it gives us easy representation. See,
Mm-hmm.
when we are friends, it means that we are into each other and we know
Yeah,
each other a lot. So I know everything about you, you know everything about me. I can go and represent you
yeah,
confidently and
and you've done this several
comfortably.
times.
Yeah, where you are not able to. Where you
Even
are
in
not
preaching,
able to.
several times you've had to go and preach in places for me because I can't go. I'm busy somewhere else. You go to
Yeah.
preach, and I'm confident that you will preach what I would preach, and even more.
And
Yeah,
the reason why we are able to represent each other is because we have the freedom to operate as friends. Because
yeah,
I am your friend and you are my friend, I know that I have the freedom to operate. There are no restrictions on me. There's no fear. There's nothing that will stop me from just being myself and you also being yourself. So I'm able to represent you. And the more you talk to somebody, the better you get to know the person. You somehow, I mean, you know, sometimes they say that, oh, a married couple look like each other. It's not because they actually look like each other. It's because they have lived together.
It's
they
their
have communicated
friendship.
together. It's
their
friendship. They are thinking alike. They are behaving alike. They are, I mean, and you learn unintentionally. You learn some of the things your husband or your wife does, the way they do their things. You learn it. I just found myself at a point in time praying and walking like you do. I didn't decide I was going to walk like you walk when I'm praying, but it just happened because I saw you pray and walking over and over and over again. And one day I was just walking and praying, and I felt like this is Pastor Derek walking and praying. And I said, no, it's me. But then I realized that I had learned that thing unconsciously. And the reason is because we are friends. We've been together. I've seen you pray several times. I've seen the way you walk when you're praying with your hands at your back and all those things. It just happens. So I'm able to represent you better. And you're also able to represent me because as friends,
you pick my calls.
You
pick my calls easily. You answer my emails easily. I pick your calls.
Yeah.
I answer your emails. You make financial transactions on my behalf. And it makes life easier. It helps us to make a greater progress in life. It helps us because the things that I should have waited till I get home before I go and do it, you can just do it. And when I come home, so, oh, this person called, they needed this, that. So I did this, that, because I knew you would do it. See, and it makes us make quicker progress. So that is very, very true. That's very, very, very important.
Yeah. There's also better mental health. It's very, very stressful being in an environment with somebody who is not your friend. Because you have to be conscious of everything you do and say. You are not sure of what they will say, their reactions, their actions, what they are thinking of about you. You are so tense, and it can bring a lot of mental stress. But when you are in an environment with your friend, the friendly atmosphere breeds friendship. It helps our mood and it helps us to be mentally stable, mentally healthy. Because you are not tense constantly. You are relaxed. You are not sitting on the edge constantly. You are relaxed. You are calm. You are at peace with yourself. And it helps with your mental health as well.
Very, very good. Very good. Okay, mommy. So I think that we should go on straight now to look at maybe finally. It helps us to prosper quicker, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, when we put
the Bible says two are better than one.
Yeah.
Two are better than one, and they have a better reward for their labor. It says that when two lie together, they keep warm.
Are you keeping warm?
Charlie, it's not easy. I'm not keeping warm at all. I'm not keeping warm at all. The AC is on throughout the night. By the time I wake up in the morning, I'm shivering. Then I turn it off. Then I say, I look here, you are not there. I look here, you are not there. I say, Lord, it is well. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. It is well. It is well. All right. Okay. It won't be long. Yeah. All right. Okay. So it helps us to prosper quicker because we are not wasting resources. In economics, we say that all the factors of production are employed. When there is strong friendship. Okay, talk, yeah.
Okay, there's a chain of conversation here. Auntie Tina is saying, I wish I know password to phone. My biggest problem, let alone email. And then Blessed Beyond Belief is saying, why are you FBI? And Ronnie is saying, I don't worry about that. It's better you don't know. Digging can be deadly, which actually shouldn't be the case. That when we know each other's password, it shouldn't be the case. That when we know each other's password, it can be deadly. Because
and there should be nothing to dig for. You see, everything should be so known that there's nothing to dig. Why is it that you and I are married, and I'm not afraid for you to know any of my passwords? You have access to everything, and it's not deadly. Why should another marriage be in such a way that it's deadly for you to know what goes on in your husband's email? What is there to hide?
Yeah.
Do we still call it marriage? If you can go through my emails and it will bring a fight, are we really married? Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, the kind of relationships we find ourselves in that we call marriage, is it really marriage? Is it really marriage? But that is for another day. For the time that we have, let's go on to look at how to build friendships. Please, because of we lost the first hour because of all this doomsaw and all the things that happened. Please share the broadcast for us. Invite someone to join us. Put it into a watch party. Let's get going. Please share the. And if you haven't followed this page, follow the page. If you haven't followed our YouTube page, please follow the YouTube page as well. If you don't have any of our books, Mommy, do you have any of the books to show? I don't have any on me here. Yeah. Built to Last, you can get it on Amazon. Amazon or all Amazon. The Blood of Jesus as well by Derek Agri-Solomon. You can get it there. And then God's Spices for Marriage. You can get it also by Julia Agri-Solomon. You can get it. So get some of our books. It will be a blessing to you. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow this page, share the broadcast, invite friends to love it, and God bless you for doing so. All right, Mommy, how do we then build friendship? If friendship is so important, how do we make sure that we build strong friendship so that our marriages will do so well?
Number one very easy, basic, and foundational way of building friendship is to decide. It's a decision, Pastor Derek. Out of the 6 billion, whatever people you saw on this earth, you decided to choose this person. You made a decision to marry this person. So make a decision to make them your best friend. Yeah. It is a decision. You have to decide that this marriage is forever. That's something we don't tell ourselves. We don't tell each other. Listen, we are married. This marriage is forever till death do us part. Unless, of course, my life is at risk or your life is at risk. I want us to be friends. Excuse me. I want us to be friends. Let's decide to be friends. You may not like me. I may not like you. But we already married. It's too late. For the sake of the marriage, let's decide to be friends. Decide to make your spouse your best friend. It will not be easy if you didn't start in. The right thing to do is to ensure that you are friends with your husband to be or your wife to be before you marry. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen for everybody. Some people might have gone into marriages without them being friends, but it's never too late to start. It's never too late to make that decision. You can make your husband your best friend. You can make your wife your best friend. You have to decide. And every decision comes with hard work. Every decision we make comes with hard work. If you make a decision, you have to work through it. You have to sweat it out to ensure that the decision becomes a reality. You don't just.
This is one thing, Mommy. This is one thing a lot of people do not know. That they think that friendship just happens. Friendship does not just happen. People work to create their friendship and people work to keep their friendship. If you are going to be friends with your husband, if you are going to be friends with your wife, both of you must decide. It takes two to tango. Both of you must decide that this marriage will fail if we are not friends, and we are going to become friends, and we are going to put in the work required to make the friendship stand. Okay, it's a conscious decision.
I'm picking up some comments here. And I want us to talk about it. It looks like, I mean, a few comments here. Aminat. Yeah, he's saying that, how do you build friendship with somebody who doesn't share the same bed with you? So the decision aspect we are saying, I'm believing that it's a decision that has to be taken by both of you. Because you know that you cannot impose friendship on anybody. Yeah. So it has to be a decision that two of you take. Willingly and intentionally. But the situation, it becomes an issue where one person doesn't want to make that decision. That is where the problem begins.
But you see, it always has to start with one person. Both parties must be friends in order for friendship to work. But friendship starts with one person. How did we become friends? You approached me. Okay? You approach me. It always has to start with one person. The Bible says that he who wants to have friends must prove himself to be friendly, must first show himself friendly. Okay, so you cannot say that sorry, muzzle pool.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Mommy. Sorry.
And I'm not there to comfort you either.
It's so painful. It's so painful. Ooh.
Oh,
I. And I haven't even exercised today, even though I've done a long walk. But yeah, I think it's better now.
I would have given you milk, but I'm not around. Sorry.
Shut up. All right, okay, let's carry on. It's better now. It's better now.
Okay, I've been told you need to take a lot of water. Sorry.
So you entered the Sobolo I was drinking and started creating this thing for me, right?
No. I can never do that to you.
Oh, this is painful, man. This is painful. All right. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So let's carry on. This thing must carry on. Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm hanging on I'm in a lot of pain, but we'll do it. Okay. So, it has to go, but it will go. It will go. Don't worry. It will go. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's carry on. Okay.
Yeah. There's a question.
Look, Ronnie is asking whether I'm seeking attention. How can I be seeking attention? I'm in pain. Instead of praying for me.
I think he's seeking attention.
I'm in so much pain. Ronnie. Instead of praying for me, you say I'm seeking attention.
You should see the way he was drinking his Sobolo and making fun of me. You see?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it up.
The person who goes to the battlefield should not be bragging that the one who comes back. There's a question.
Yeah,
not a question,
let's carry on.
A statement.
Let's carry on.
Edna is saying that sometimes you think you have found a friend in a person, and after marriage, they become complete strangers.
Yeah, okay, let's deal with that. And we'll go to the previous one we're talking about. Yeah, because, you see, when we start the relationship, it's all nicey. When you get into marriage, that is where the work begins. Mommy, people's marriages fail because people fail to work. People think that marriage will just be happy ever after. That is a lie. Everything left on its own decays.
Yeah.
Everything. Forget my sitting posture. My leg is raised on the subwoofer. Okay, so everything left on its own decays. So if you leave your marriage on its own, thinking that we will just be friends, it will just be nice, he will love me ever after, it's a lie. It will go down. It will decay. You've got to work. Friendship must be worked at constantly, especially inside the marriage, because the enemy also wants the marriage to die. The enemy wants the marriage to be destroyed, and you have to paddle against the tide in order to go up. Marriages fail. It's hard work, mommy. It's hard work. Look at us the past 19 years. How have we kept friendship? Sometimes, like we said last week, sometimes we have had to sit up throughout the night. And what's one of the favorite things I've always been telling you? I am making us deal with this thing because I don't want my heart to be drawn away from you. How many times have I told you this? I want us to deal with this. I want us to solve this issue. I want us to discuss it because I don't want any bitterness in my heart that will make my heart begin to move away from you. I want the friendship to be maintained. And because of that, even if we are tired, sometimes we have to sit up throughout the night solving issues, talking through things. A lot of couples are so lazy. A lot of couples don't care. A lot of couples think that it doesn't really matter. They think it doesn't take all that. There's an issue, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to sleep. What? If he's angry, let him be angry. If she's sad, let her be sad. I'm just going to bed. And this is how we ruin our marriages. So we are in a marriage, but we develop lonely hearts. We develop lonely hearts, and we are drawn apart. We are drawn apart, and with time, it dies. Friendship takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of humility. So much comes into it for the friendship to stand. A lot of it. So it will not just happen. All right, okay. Somebody saying that mine is that it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if you say it doesn't really matter, yeah, carry on, mommy.
Bless Beyond Believe is saying that you need to You need a footrest to elevate the leg so that the blood can flow.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've raised that leg. I've raised that leg. One leg up, one leg down. Yeah, carry on, mommy.
Auntie Tina said, her says it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so it's a decision. You need to decide to be friends with the person you are married to. Pastor, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Where you are in a marriage with somebody and another person is your best friend. Because as far as I'm concerned, your husband or your wife is the person you spend a lot of time with, or you should spend a lot of time with. So because you live in the same house with them, you see them, and you have family or whatever, and you are going to live with a person till death do you part. So that's the person you should spend a lot of time. How do you decide to marry somebody and not make a decision to make them your friends? Who are you going to spend that time with?
It matters. Like the comment that came on the mind is it doesn't really matter. You have to have a mindset in the marriage that everything matters. You have to have a mindset in the marriage that every little thing matters. If my wife is quiet where I'm expecting her to talk, it matters. If my husband is not eating, it matters. If my wife is not into sex, it matters. Whatever, if I expected a smile and the smile did not come, it matters. You must never leave anything that it doesn't matter. Everything matters. Everything matters.
Yeah. So one way of developing friendship in your marriage is to make a decision. Decide. Yeah. Both of you must decide. We want to be our best friends. We want to make this marriage. We want the friendship in this marriage to be strong, very strong, so that we can enjoy each other. So it is a decision. And like I said initially, when you decide on something, it's in your head. You need to remove that decision from your head. You need to let that decision materialize. And it comes by hard work. It doesn't just happen. It comes by hard work. A lady priest is saying we must be prepared to work at being best friends, and it's a daily conscious decision. It is a daily conscious decision. Thank you, Lady Pastor. And we need to do that. We need to do that. Lady Pastor Gracie is also saying that's right. Everything matters. Everything matters. Yeah.
Laziness ruins marriage. Laziness ruins marriage. And when I mean laziness, I don't mean refusing to clean your house. Laziness, you see, people work so hard for money. They work so hard to keep their house so beautiful, but they are very lousy and lazy about working on their relationship in their marriage.
Yeah.
The same effort you put in to work so hard so that you can earn money, the same effort you put in to make sure that your house looks good, you must even put in twice that effort to make sure the harmony, the flow, the friendship between you and your wife, between you and your husband is strong. But we think it doesn't matter. People are not even conscious of that. People don't even know anything like that exists. People don't think they need to put in all that effort. People don't care about each other's feelings. Husband is hurt, they don't care. Wife is sad, they don't care. It doesn't matter. This is how we destroy marriages. Critical spirit. Just looking for the fault in the other party instead of looking for the fault in yourself.
Yeah.
We think, oh, if anything is wrong, it's my wife's fault. It's my husband's fault. Everything is my wife's fault. Everything is my husband's fault. Without looking at our own self, these are some of the things that ruin the friendship. But you've got to be willing to work at it. For 19 years, we have worked. People have married longer than us. Ask them. They'll tell you it's a daily work. If you want your marriage to be beautiful, you must be willing to work at it. Work very, very hard. Otherwise, you ain't getting it.
For some people, it's not a big deal. It's only marriage. It doesn't take all that. It's not really necessary. I mean, they don't place any value on the marriage at all. For some people, for some couples, their jobs are more important. Every other thing is important apart from the marriage. It's only a marriage with somebody, and then that's for them. That's the age to age. So it's not a big deal for them.
Then the marriage is going to remain painful for you for the rest of your life. And you come to a point where you realize that you have earned all that money, you have made so much money, but it all doesn't matter. Mommy, you know, sociology says that everything a man does is to win the admiration of a woman. Yeah. As a man, and I can attest of it, it doesn't matter what I have achieved in life. My greatest pleasure is to see that whatever I have makes you happy. Is that you see, I buy a good sound system. I love to hear the sound from that sound system. But my greatest pleasure is to see you dancing to the music that comes out of it. That is at the point that I know that I have bought a good sound system. Everything I do, when I see that you love it, then I feel accomplished. No matter what we achieve in our careers and whatever, if your marriage is breaking down, at the end of the day, you will feel empty. People have earned so much. People have gained so much. And when their marriages broke down, they lost everything. You know a few stories. People have lost their homes. People have lost their careers. People have lost their health. People have lost their lives because their marriage broke down. My brother, work hard on your money, a business. Work hard on every other thing. But work extra hard on your marriage, because that is what keeps all your other successes together. If your marriage fails, you are a failure. It doesn't matter what you achieve in your career and in any other place. If your marriage fails, you have failed.
Okay, 2 questions here. 1, Vera, Pastor, if you are a married woman, is it okay to be friends with your ex? If you're a married man, is it okay to be friends with your ex-wife? And the answer is no, because it can create a lot of problems. And
it's not necessary. I mean, if you didn't marry the person, let them go.
You've married somebody else. You should not be hanging around them. It can create a lot of problems.
It is wrong. It ruins marriage. It destroys marriage. It will make the other party always suspicious, not knowing what is happening. This ex can always be infiltrating and be saying things. It will be like careless, casual comments, but it will wound the marriage. And because you've had something to do with the person before in the past, your hearts can easily draw to them. It is not advisable. Don't do it. Never have anything to do with your ex. Cut them off. If they are ex, let them be exed out in your life so you can focus.
Well, if they were that important to you, they wouldn't be ex anyway. So, and Kingsley is saying that he has decided to marry a non-Akan. And will that decision have an effect on his future marriage?
It's got nothing to do with the tribe you marry. No. I think Blessed Beyond Belief is asking 2 questions here. If your marriage fails, you have failed. How? You see, I'm not talking about the party who is aggrieved, but I'm talking about a person who works so hard to achieve great things and fails to work on his marriage and drops the marriage, makes the marriage fail. That person has failed. His achievement means nothing. If you've gone to achieve all those big things elsewhere and you couldn't work on your marriage and you make the marriage fail, your success elsewhere means nothing. That is what I mean. And then her next question is, ex-wife means ex-children. No, we are not talking about ex-marriage like ex-wife, ex-husband. When you have children involved, by all means, relationship will be kept for the sake of the children. But there shouldn't be that kind of thing where you are still on the phone chatting in the night, even, oh, so how are you? So what are you wearing? Can I come and see you? Those kind of things. It should not be there. If we were married and the marriage is broken down and I have moved on to marry another person, then now I am married to somebody else. My only relationship with you will be formal towards the children. We meet, we do cordially, of course, do whatever we need to do for the children. But that kind of friendship should not be there. That kind of easy flow, easy friendship should no longer be there, because it will hurt this new marriage. You see, if you still want this person, be married to them. But once you've moved on, you've married somebody else, please let your ex be your ex and let your new husband or wife be, so that you can focus on this one. You can't let one eye look up and one eye look down. It's very, very wrong to do that. Carry on, mommy. Sorry.
Yes, the X thing is causing a lot of problems. So I'm trying to answer some of them. God bless you,
okay.
Mrs. Conte. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Yeah, so it is a decision. You have to decide. I'm going to make my wife my best friend. I'm going to make my husband my best friend. It's not easy, but you have to work at it. If you like something, you work at it. You go for it. Good things don't come cheap. They are expensive, and you need to work at them. Right. The second way of building a friendship in your marriage is to be able to reorganize your existing friendships so you can prioritize your marital friendship. Because for some people, every other friendship is more important than the marital friendship. They are female friends, they are male friends, they are colleagues, area, ward, neighbors, party friends, and all those things. All of those friendships are far more important. They will always give them the priority. If they have to choose between a friend and a spouse, they'll choose the friend. If a spouse is going out and needs them, and their friend is going out and needs them, forget about spouse. I'm going with them. If you do that, you can never develop friendship with your spouse. You need to reorganize your existing friendships and find out which one is the most important. And the most important one for you, a married man or a married woman, is your marital friendship.
Yeah.
So prioritize that and ensure that you are reorganizing your friendship so that your marital friendship comes first. Now, when you have that priority and you're on your scale of preference and you know that this is at 1 and that is at 7, you give more attention, more time, more effort, more input into priority number 1 so that you can make it work, because it's the most important. And we have to understand this, that when you are a married man or a married woman and you have a stronger friendships outside of the marriage, it will work against the marriage. The strongest friendship you should have as a married man or as a married woman should be your marital friendship. Friendship with husband, friendship with wife, every other type of friendships comes second.
Yeah.
So that is another way of building friendship.
Very, very true. You see, mommy, the marriage is newer than you as a person. Okay?
Yeah.
How old are you now? You are in your 80s or so, but you've only been married for 19 years, right? Okay, so the marriage is always younger than you as a person. And before you marry, you had friends before meeting even the person you married. And so when you marry, if you want to develop strong friendship in your marriage, you first have to put all those other friendship on hold. You have to, how do you call it? Disable all those other friendships, and then allow this new friendship of your marriage to come up and thrive first. And you have to put the friendship in your marriage above every other friendship. Every other friend. You remember when we married at first? I had friends, and sometimes they'll be. We used to hang around, boys, and whatever. But immediately we married, they still wanted that thing to continue, and I wouldn't allow them. They will call, they are coming, I wouldn't pick their call. Times I would tell them, no, we can't go out at this time. There have been times where they would just come and knock at some ungodly hour, just come and knock, and I wouldn't even open the door. Why? Because I wanted to protect the new friendship. It's very, very important. And one reason why a lot of couples are not able to develop friendship is that they marry and they still hold on to their old friendships. Their old friends are still calling at the same rate. They are still visiting at the same rate. They are still going out at the same rate. If you do that, there will never be a chance for this new friendship to be created. This new friendship can never come, because you see, even if it starts, it will be choked by the old friendship. The old friendships are stronger. The old friendships are already have roots. So you have to lock them out. You have to block certain numbers. You have to choose not to pick certain calls. You have to cancel certain routines and certain appointments so that the two of you can make time to develop this new friendship. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't do this. So they marry, but they never generate friendship. They never create friendship. And it's like, I have my friends, you have your friends. If you go into marriage like that, where you have your friends and I have my friends, and the friendship between the two of us, we don't even know where it stands, that is the beginning of the destruction of this new marriage.
Yeah, that is so true. Vera has gone back to her question. She said her question is that, as a married woman, is it okay to be friends with your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend's wife?
Ask the question again.
As a married woman, is it okay to be friends with your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend's wife? Or your ex-boyfriend's girlfriend or like somebody you've dated or somebody you've married?
Do you need to? You see, with all the 7 billion people on earth, is it by force that you have to go and make friends with that person? There's nothing wrong. It's not a sin. It don't take you to hell. But is it necessary? Do you need to? Your ex something. Why is it necessary? Sometimes we complicate life for ourselves. I don't have an answer to that. Sometimes we just complicate life for ourselves. I don't know. Is it by force? Blessed beyond belief is asking again, why can't the old and the new friendship amalgamate? Because you cannot put new wine into old wine skin. When we form a new marriage, there's a reason why, even in the Bible, it talks about the fact that when two people marry, the man should be excused from going out for war and for going to work and other things for like 2 years, because you have to relearn. It's a new thing that has been born. It's like, you cannot, when you give birth to a baby fresh, that child should be protected and nurtured to grow, to start to walk, to start to do things. You know what? We can be so close friends as fiancé and fiancée, but once we enter into marriage, the dynamics change. The dynamics change. If you want strong friendship in marriage, you've got to protect it. Like when you plant a new seed, a new seedling, when you plant a new tree, it was flourishing somewhere, but you pick it somewhere. You remember, Mom, when we went to Bishop, this new palm thing that they said they had to transplant. What did they say they were going to do if they transplanted them? You put it, you dig around it, you plant it, you protect it, you build a hedge around it, you water it at a certain rate. There is so much you need to do for it to be able to take the new ground and flourish. Please, learn some of this wisdom. Do not merge your new marital friendship with existing friendships so quickly. Block out all other friendships and allow the friendship between you and your wife, the friendship between you and your husband, to stand on its own and to flourish on its own. Find your own speed, find your own dynamics, find your own routines, find your own chemistry, find your own flow. Courtship is not the same as marriage. Friendship before you marry is not the same as friendship inside of marriage. It needs protection. It needs time. Ward away or ward off all your friends. Keep your friends at bay. Keep your friends at bay and take your time to develop friends with each other. When the other friends are there, there is still the tendency to depend on them for various things. When you cut them off, you will learn the new way of depending on each other more, which is very necessary for friendship. Please block old friends out until you have taken some years into your friendship alone, into your marriage alone, having built strong friendship, and then you can reintroduce new people who will be mutual friends for the two of you. It is wrong for married people to have private friends. This is my friend, but he's no friend to my wife. This is her friend, but she's not my friend. It kills marriage. Block out your private friends before you marry. Start your marriage friendship. Let it flourish, and then decide on who you bring on board as friends. It could be some of your old friends, because some of my friends we will both like, and we reintroduce them. But now, the friendship between my wife and I will not be seen as a new friendship being added to the old friendship between me and my friends. That friendship between me and my friends will now become a new friendship being added to the friendship between me and my wife. Because when we marry, the best and the strongest friendship we must have should be between us, the couple. All other friendships are secondary. All other friendships are secondary. It is in this marriage alone that we have signed a covenant that the only thing that will separate us is death. All other friendships can be separated when we have a little misunderstanding. But for my wife, when we have a misunderstanding, we have to stay up by law. We have to stay up and solve that misunderstanding. My friend can walk away and nothing binds them. I cannot walk away from my wife. My wife cannot walk away from me. So it is wise, it is important that the most important friendship should be with her, not with any other person. Carry on, Mommy.
Okay, we will just go off a little bit to answer this urgent question. Is it advisable to leave your husband and work in abroad and come back after 2 years?
I have left my wife and I'm working abroad for just 2 weeks. You have no idea what I am facing. it is not technically advisable. If the two of you can go together, the better, because you know temptations are strong, especially in these times. Technology is there, you can make calls, you can do video calls and whatever, but it's never the same as seeing each other physically and touching each other. For me, as a marriage counselor, I try to discourage any form of separation, any form, whether spiritual, physical, or emotional. But if there's nothing you can do about it, then by all means you may go, but it's not the best. It is not the best. It's acceptable, but it's not the best. 2 years, too long. Carry on, mommy.
Please, has your question been answered?
Because people separate for even 2 weeks and a lot of things happen, let alone 2 years. 2 years is very, very long to separate from your spouse, unless you'll be coming back every 3 months or so to see each other. It is a dangerous thing.
Pastor, there are too many questions.
Carry on, mommy.
There are so many questions.
Yeah, bring them up. Let's answer a few.
Rebecca is asking, probably we may have to, okay. Rebecca is asking, do you have to agree to your husband if he wants you to stay in their family home or house, even though he knows there's no peace in the family house?
It is never advisable to bring your marriage into the family home. It's advisable to bring your marriage into your friendships. This is just an
Oh, Pastor Derek is going again.
Bring your marriage into a family home. It will be destroyed. I've seen a lot of marriages killed. I've seen a lot of marriages destroyed because it was brought into family home. Never marry into your family home. I don't care how big that home is. I don't care how posh it is. It's better if you can go and start in a single room alone. It's better than protect your marriage. Don't expose your marriage. One reason why marriages fail is because we expose our marriages too much. We expose our marriages too much. Blood is thicker than water. The relationships with your sisters and brothers are stronger, especially with stronger than your new marriage. So you bring the new marriage into the family home. Your wife is going to feel completely like a stranger. They'll be talking about her, especially if she doesn't speak the same language. If she cooks and it's not nice, everybody will know. But sometimes when we marry afresh, your wife's food may not be the best. It is gradually that it gets improved. But you have thrown her straight to the wolves. A young bride, a new person who has now come into marriage, she will start cooking right in the presence of her in-law. If she's cooking and it's not too clean, everybody's going to see your wife is dirty. If she sleeps and she snores, somebody next door is going to hear, and your wife snores. No. If she washes things and it doesn't become too clean, everybody's going to see. Please, don't take your wives and your husbands into family homes. If you have to go and live in the bush somewhere, go and hide in some place and nurture each other. Help each other to grow, to become stronger and better before you start exposing yourself to family members and things like that.
Pastor, let me read somebody's comment on the reason why we have to be very careful with friends and ensure that we are building strong friendships in our marriage. So Josephine is saying that I allowed my old friends into my marriage, and they ended up calling my ex-husband behind me secretly, and they broke my marriage. One of them was my maid. One of them was my maid of honor, and the other was the caterer for my wedding. So her maid of honor and her caterer ended up destroying her marriage. This is a typical reason why you need to become friends with your husband so that you cut off all other friendships. It's not as important as the marital friendship. So she lost.
But mommy, before you continue, Abena Boachua is asking, what if your husband tells you his friends were there before you? That is not a wise statement. And the reason why those friends should be made to go so you protect the friendship is because they were there before your wife. You have to reform new friendships after your marriage, because there should be no friendship that is older or stronger than the friendship of your marriage. It's not wise to say my friends were there before you. That means that you value those friends before your wife. Why didn't you marry them? Why didn't you? Marriage is sacred, and marriage is something very, very different from just ordinary friendships. Carry on, mommy. I know you have a lot of questions and comments.
Yeah, Gifty is saying, my second question is it good that a husband will give all the attention to his children and friends, but the wife will be made to feel like a maid? always.
No, it's not good. It's not good.
Right, there's a
Next question.
Abuna, okay, you've said you did you answer the Abuna question?
Which one? That the friends were there before you.
Yeah. But Pastor,
Yeah.
I've heard this I've heard this where, okay, let me read what Sister Vicky is saying quickly. Sister Vicky is saying that she's saying that I have been there. Friends helped break my last marriage. We will never make that mistake again. Now we know better, and by the grace of God, we have reconciled. This time, we are going to protect our marriage.
Good.
Big time. We are going to protect our marriage big time.
Thank you.
I've heard this thing.
Build, mommy, sorry. Build a fence around your marriage. Build a fence. Put security cameras. Put alarm. Listen, protect your marriage from friends. Carry on, mommy.
I've heard of situations where, just like Abna is saying, the husband will be saying, oh, this is my friend. I can never stay away from this friend, whether married or not married. That is essentially a recipe for disaster, because it will
that
never
is witchcraft,
work.
mommy. That is witchcraft. You see, the friendship that cannot be broken, that you say that this friendship, we can never break it, and you are not married. That is witchcraft. That is so tired. Every friendship before God should be able to be broken. The only friendship that cannot be broken is marriage, where the Bible says the two shall become one flesh. The two shall become one flesh. So a person who says, I can never break a friendship, but I can break my marriage, either he's demonized, being manipulated, or is not wise. In Bible terms, the only friendship that should not be broken is the marriage friendship, not any other friendship, because this is where the two shall become one flesh. And God said that what God has put together, let no man put asunder. If you cannot put ordinary friendship asunder, and you are doing that to the detriment or at the detriment of the one that God has put together, either you have a problem mentally or spiritually.
Let me apologize to everybody at the moment, because the comments are really running fast and I cannot read all of them. I'm trying to pick up those I can. Esther is saying that my husband is abroad, comes to Ghana once every year or every 2 years, and I swear we are no longer friends. I feel lonely when he is around. And Precious is saying, what about if your husband does not listen to you?
No. One at a time. Yeah, yes, with that long distance thing, mommy, that is what will happen. Long distance marriages are never the best. That's not how God designed it to be. You can never be married and apart from each other. Temporarily for a short time, fine. But long term, where my husband lives somewhere, we meet once a year. That is, I mean, I'm sorry to be too blunt, but man, that is not real marriage. The two of you will be apart. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Carry on, please.
Okay, so Rebecca is she's the one who talked about going to live in a family house, and she's saying, can I rent and live him in his family house because he doesn't want to move with me?
You know, some of these things, some of there's witchcraft manipulation. How can you marry and it's like you will never leave your family home? What have they done to you? What is the family home done to you that you have married and you can never leave the family home? What is wrong? I wouldn't advise you to go and rent a place because the two of you are married, but you get somebody to talk to him because it's very, very wrong. It's very, very, very wrong. Lady Pastor Priscilla is saying that's a pen pal. Yes, if your husband is abroad and he comes once a year, it's a pen pal. It's not. It's a pen pal.
Leonora is saying anytime he's on the phone for long, I just get close and I start singing, lonely, I'm so lonely, I have nobody, I'm on my own. That moment he hears the song, he ends the call straight.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Anyway, carry on. Next question.
She's trying to draw his attention that I'm lonely.
Yeah.
And then he just goes
and instead of being drawn in, you see, where there is emotional connection, where there is no emotional connection.
No, Pastor. What she's saying is that when she starts singing that song, her husband ends the call and gives her the attention. That's what she means.
Oh, okay. All right, okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Good. Gifty said, I didn't read her question. What's your question, Gifty? I read the first one. I think I read it. I'm sorry if I didn't read it. Could you please say it again? I mean, write it again, please. Precious, I don't know what situation you're talking about. Oh God, I'm behind, Pastor Derek. There are so many questions here.
Yeah, see what you can get. See what you can get. Let's answer what we can, and then
I cannot get everybody. Can somebody please give Ellen Crown the number so that I can move on to? Okay. Booby is saying that a lot of people are going into marriage without knowing what marriage entails, which is so true. And because of that, they are causing problems. They are causing problems. So can we just take one more reason why we are? I mean, one more way of developing friends. So number one is a decision. Make it if you want to develop strong friendship in your marriage. Make a decision. We made a decision. We made a decision to be friends in our marriage. So one thing I did was to cut off my other, because naturally I'm more sociable than my husband. When I met my husband, all he did was to pray, sleep, meditate, read, sing, kind of. I can count the number of probably 2 friends or 3 friends I knew will just hang around him. So he wasn't the social type. But then I realized that the marital friendship is more important than any other friendship, and that if I'm married and I want this marriage to work, I need to be focused on the marriage. And one aspect of being focused on the marriage is to cut off from every other thing and every other distraction, and give my attention and my efforts and my love and my time and everything to the marriage. So it was a decision, both of us too. He was not also a very sociable person, but because we wanted to be friends with each other, he also had to come out of his shell and learn to be friends with me. I also had to learn to be friends with him and cut off others. And then also, I'm being called to go and pray. Also, we reorganized our existing friends.
Sorry, but today we have to extend a little because of how the start came. So please let the ministers run the prayer line as much as possible. Let's go on a little longer.
Okay, ministers, run the prayer line, please. Captain has given permission for me to stay here. So I also reorganized all my existing friends. There were some friends I had to part ways with, and though painful, I still had to do that, because I am thinking that my marriage is more important than the friend is not going to take me anywhere. They will also get married and enjoy their life
and move on.
If I strive and I follow them and I ignore my marriage, and they also marry or they move on with their life, I'll be a very silly person. My husband will still be there because we are married.
Mommy, people don't understand the foolishness that sometimes people display when it comes to their marriage. People are willing to sacrifice their marriage because of friends.
Yeah, that one is a normal thing they do every time. Friends are not, I mean, the marriage is not as important as friends to some people. So reorganize your existing friendship and try to prioritize your marital friendship. Make that a priority. Have a scale of preference. Marriage, number 1, probably children, family, church, number 2, and then honestly, there are some useless friendships that you shouldn't even keep in the first place. Because some of these friends, the only thing they do is to drain you, is to ruin your life, is to lead you into all kinds of trouble. There is nothing honorable or gracious about some of these friendships. It has to go. You cannot hold on to something that has no value. You cannot hold on to something that will ruin your life in the end. So please, if you really, really sit down and you think deeply, you will see that some of your friends are not worth being kept. You need to let them go.
Right. Somebody asked along the line that friendship takes 2. So if you are playing your part and the other party is not playing, it's difficult. That is very, very true. But may it never be that you are the cause or that you are the reason why the friendship fail or the marriage fail. Play your part. Remain a friend. Like the scripture I gave earlier, the one who wants to have friends must prove himself friendly. So you remain friendly, and a lot of the times by your friendliness, you can win your husband, you can win your wife, and you see that with time, they get into you. But one problem we have is that we start 1, 2. Your husband is not flowing, your wife is not flowing. Or hey, it takes 2 to tango. If you are not coming along, then forget it. Let me also go look for my friend. It doesn't work like that. Some of these things you have to.
There we go.
Yeah, some of this it will take years before your husband will understand, before your wife will understand, and then they come on board. So please, you the wise one who starts, don't give up too quickly. Don't give up too quickly. Okay. All right.
Right. So I don't know whether that answers Precious' question. Precious is saying, If your husband is always talking about friends and not prepared to leave them behind, what do?
You work on the friendship, on the marriage. Pray for him and also talk to him, and you yourself make yourself so friendly so that, you see, beat the side chick, beat the friends, make yourself so friendly.
I need to go back to that series. Beat the side chick.
Make yourself so friendly that your husband will feel happier being with you than with his old friends. Your wife will feel happier being with you than with her old friends. Make yourself the friendliest. Be more friendlier than his friend. As we go on, you will understand. Sometimes we are the reason why our husbands want to keep the old friends. Our wives want to keep the old friends. You don't make yourself attractive. You don't make yourself friendly. You don't frown. Sorry, you don't smile. You're always frowning. You're always complaining. You're always nagging. You are wearing some special thing, or every day walking in the house like some spiritualist. Why won't your husband run away and go and make friends with somebody else? Sometimes the way we make our own selves is what drives our spouses to go and make friends. But we will come into those details as we carry on. But let's go on, mommy.
Danielle is giving a very good point here. And she's saying that sometimes some of these people will advise you to leave your husbands whilst they're just waiting to go and take them from you. Immediately you leave them, they just fall in and they take them. And Sister Monica is saying that prayer can change hands. So prayer can work. Okay, Gifty has brought a question, but she's saying, if your husband travels, my question is, if your husband travels and have 2 children with another woman, and he and the baby's mother are no more, but he still gives all his attention to those children outside than the wife and the children at home. Is that right?
You know, those children are still his children. He cannot cast them out. He has to love them. He has to care for them. But it will be better if he can bring them closer to his new children and the new family. It's better that way than to keep them apart, and especially to give them all the attention, because jealousy will come in here. And this is why it's important that we don't break our marriages. This is why it's important that we fight to keep our marriages going, because these are some of the problems that come after. Divorce, after divorce, there are a whole lot of issues that follow. A whole lot of issues. Okay, so the husband should be wise enough to make sure that he doesn't breed jealousy by focusing on the other children more than his new children. It's better if he can draw them closer so they get to know each other and form a new family if possible.
Yeah. Esidam is saying that some of these so-called friends can start by having your spouse's number before you realize they're communicating behind you. And
it happens all the time. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Okay, so can Charlotte we continue then? Okay, ask your question. Okay. Yeah.
Well, last question. Charlotte is saying that if your husband cannot help you financially, Charlotte, can you come again, please? I'm not getting your question. Okay. When a husband tells his wife that she can go, but his friends are forever, sometimes you do everything, but they are not willing to let go. So when the husband tells his wife that, look, my friends, you can go, my friends are more important, she's saying that it becomes an issue, because at this point,
that's a big issue. That is a very, very big issue. That is not a husband. That is not a husband. How can a husband say you can go, my friends are more important? I mean, that's somebody who lacks wisdom right there. Your friends will never be more important than your wife. Your friends will never be more important than your husband. We have to understand that. Okay, carry on, mommy.
It looks like there are so many people have questions. Pastor, please be a little patient.
It's all right. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Rebecca is saying that for how long should one keep on messaging her spouse if he's angry with you and he's not picking your calls? The wife has traveled and the man is in Ghana.
If you call, you message, and there is no response, give it a break, give it a pause, but be praying behind the scenes that the enemy doesn't take advantage. Let God speak to him or her, and let God calm tempers. Eventually, the heart will be turned back, and then peace will come.
Ronnie is asking, Pastor, do you mean bring them close, as in live with a new wife? What if the ex doesn't want that?
No, and if the ex doesn't want that, because it's also a church, she has got a right to say, I don't want that. If the ex doesn't want that, then you need wisdom to be balanced, so that you give equal attention to those children as well as these your new children, but you give 100% attention to this new wife and leave the other wife without that marital attention. Okay.
Right. Okay. I guess we can move on to the next one as well. So number 3 way of building friendship with your spouse is to make sure that you are checking the things that annoy them and stop them. Yeah. Because one thing that breaks friendship is to constantly annoy the person you are friends with.
Yeah.
And when you keep doing things that annoy them, it strains the relationship, and it becomes very difficult for them to become friends with you. So if you want to develop friendship with your husband or your wife, you need to make a conscious effort to check the things that annoy them. If your husband says, I don't like blue, stay away from blue. If he says, wear a red shirt, just wear a red shirt, so that you can win them. Because for you to become friends with somebody, you need to be able to win the person so that you can have their attention, and then you can be friends with them.
There is a comment from Bless the Unbelief, and I think it's in response to Charlotte's comment that, Mom, please, if your husband cannot help you in financial, I don't understand how much that one is like. If your husband cannot help you financially, I don't get it. I don't get it. That
I don't get it either. So maybe we can move on.
But then that response is a little questionable. That he says that Belemo something like that, like open your mind. The more reason you've got to stay abroad and work. Adam was instructed to till the land. Yes, the husband should be the breadwinner. The husband should be the one that works and takes care of the family. And so that responsibility is there. But you cannot also say that if a person is married to somebody, they should stay apart from the marriage because of money. The marriage comes first before money. Okay. And I believe that husbands should be responsible. Husbands should take responsibility to work to take care of the family. A husband who doesn't take care of his family, the Bible says he has already been denied the faith. So I don't really understand the full context of the question. So I would not fully answer it. But please never place money above your marriage. Never place money above your marriage. Okay.
Okay, there are 2 questions here. I will read the questions and answer. So Justin is saying, what about a man who plans with his family rather than his spouse? That is not right. As a man, you should be planning with your spouse. So that's not right. And then Mavis is saying, is it normal for a spouse not to check on you the whole day? You only see yourselves when he picks you up. No. When you are in love, you check on each other.
When there's friendship,
you check on each other often. Yeah.
Where there's friendship, communication is constant. Communication is constant where there's friendship. So that's not normal.
Oh, sorry. Gifty is saying that it's not that the man had a children before the marriage, but the man cheated and had those 2 children outside of the marriage.
The man had the children whilst they were still married.
And he's giving more attention to the children.
Man, the man's heart is not with you. It's simple. His heart is with the new woman. He's only using the children as an excuse. But if he was married to you and he went to have children with another woman and is giving them more attention, my sister, you have to pray. 2 children. You have a lot of prayer to make. The man's heart is with that woman more than with you. You have to pray more. Blessed beyond belief. The marriage comes first before work. I will starve if the man is stingy. No. I never said the marriage comes before work. I said the marriage comes before money. The marriage comes before money. Your basic needs must be met, but sometimes we want more. And because of that, we jeopardize marriage. But this is why you must look at who you are going to marry before you marry. This is why you must do your assessment and know who you are going to marry, know their financial position, know where the marriage will stand before you marry. Don't marry first and start destroying the marriage because I have to travel to go and do this. I need more money than what the man can do. Sort these things out before you marry so you don't destroy the marriage. Okay? Marriage comes before money.
Right, but Josephine is saying that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josephine is saying, I'm in the US. My husband is in Ghana, but we are fine because we are friends.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Carry it on, but don't leave it for too long. It has never worked marriages where they are parked for too long. It has never, because that's not how marriage is supposed to be. Okay.
Ebua is saying that what about if the man asks you not to work? Stay at home and not work, even when you have opportunity to work.
If he is giving you proper securities, if he's able to meet your needs, take good care of you, and there is a security, something that is putting some money into your account, everything, every property he has is also in your name, you have equal access to everything he has, and you are very comfortable living your life, he's an honorable man, hey, my sister, enjoy. Enjoy. Unless if you still want to work for yourself, then by all means, feel free, but come to agreement. Because technically, the right thing is that the man should labor and take care of his wife, but the wife should have legal access and right to everything. The reason why these days a lot of women want to work is that when men work and they get the money, they try to bully the women out that you don't have like it's not yours, you don't have access. When the marriage breaks down, God forbid, the woman is left to go out poor and empty whilst the man keeps everything. But that is not how it's supposed to be. With real faithful people, the man can work, take care of all the woman's needs, and the woman will still be the total owner of everything. And that is a good thing to happen, okay?
Yeah. Okay, I think we can move on to the next point.
All right.
He's saying that I think I rushed to enter the marriage, was my mistake.
Fine. So that is what is creating the problem. I pray that God will help you and restore things. It's good that you've acknowledged. You see, one thing God does, God is so merciful that every time we acknowledge that we made a mistake, he makes a way. And I know God will make a way for you. Things will be sorted out properly. Okay. All right. Okay.
Pastor, do you want to take the next point, please, on how to build friendship?
Yeah.
I don't have to today.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So we're saying that check the things that annoy your spouse and stop them. You cannot expect that friendship will grow when your husband says or your wife says that this thing that you are doing annoys me. You yourself, you see that every time you do it, it makes them angry. And you say that is what I am. That is who I am. Love me for who I am. I am not ready to change. You can't change me. You didn't marry me to change me. I won't change. Then there will not be friendship. There will not be friendship. When we come together as couples, we need to make adjustments. When we married at first, my wife had a way of cooking certain foods, right? My wife had a way of cooking certain foods, and I didn't like them that way. Okay, but I had to voice them. I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to make a change. And gradually, she made those changes. There were things I also needed to change. And I also made those changes. That is how friendships are created. So if you go into a marriage and you say that me, I am who I am, rock of ages, I never change, ancient of days, as old as I am, I will never change, then there will not be friendship. Be ready to change. Don't keep doing the things that annoy your wife. Don't keep doing the thing that will bring argument every time. Friendship will not come. He who wants to have friends must first show himself friendly. So learn to do things that will make you a good friend. If it were not for marriage, would you make friends with people if you were doing that kind of thing? Will you make friends? So do things that, why do you make friends with people? Because they make themselves attractive. You wake up, you won't bath. Why wouldn't he make the other lady he sees at work, who is every time he sees that lady, she is dressed, she's bathed, she's done a little makeup, she's looking all beautiful. You wake up in the house, you are walking around the house like a spiritualist. You won't bath, you won't brush. Sometimes you have this long chewing stick in your mouth. Your head is you have this big turban on your head. Your breasts are all languishing, probably on your pot belly stomach. You don't want to do anything about yourself. You are not attractive to that man. So you will make friends outside. The opposite is also true. You are a man. You don't work. You are lazy. Always sitting on the couch, playing games, making useless calls. You are following boys. You are not honorable enough to your wife. Why would she want to make you her best friend? She is even shy to introduce you to friends that this is my husband. So sometimes we need to work on ourselves so that our husbands and our wives will feel proud to work with us as friends. Don't forget that if you work with your husband or your wife anywhere as a couple, you have to introduce them to people you meet. If you make yourself, you don't want to dress well. Your wife tells you, don't wear these trousers. You are wearing a yellow trousers with a green shirt. He says, don't wear this thing. You say, that is all I want. Then you go alone. You will go alone. I won't go with you. Okay? So let us work on ourselves. If we want to make friendship work in the marriage, we've got to work on ourselves. We've got to stop the things that annoy each other. We've got to do the things that draw each other closer to each other.
Yeah, quick statement. Monica is saying adjustment is another deep point. Said adjusting is necessary to get back in alignment to friendship, which some people find it very difficult to do. Edna is saying that also always sleeping is one of it. Yeah. When you get up, all you do is to sleep. Chayil is saying that, Pastor, my husband likes to disorganize the living room, and I do not like disorganized things. Unfortunately, I can't keep quiet about it because I've been embarrassed when visitors came unannounced. He says he does not like me speaking about this issue of disorganization. So how do I solve it?
Yeah, so this is where patience comes in. Every time he disorganizes, you reorganize behind him quietly. Always keep an eye. He puts one thing in the wrong place, you pick it up, put it in the right place. I've been married to this woman here for 19 years. I've never been able to change her when it comes to half cup of teas that are left around the house. You will meet it in front of the TV. You will meet it on the sound system. You will meet it beside the bed. You will meet it anywhere.
You haven't met one in a long time, have you?
Because we are apart. But before we came, you were still doing it, mommy. You don't even see you are doing it.
In Ghana,
I have learned. In Ghana, I don't remember, but in UK, you've been doing it. Okay, so I have just learned not to complain anymore. I just follow you and I pick the cups as I go on. I meet a cup, I just smile and I pick it up, and then I go and pour it. And then if I have to clean it, I clean it. It won't kill me. It won't change anything. Instead of starting argument every time. I have told you how many times we have finished fighting over half cup of tea. We have finished fighting over it. When I see, I pick it and we move on.
As you are talking now, I remember where one is at the moment. You know, in UK, you need to drink tea. I'm just remembering where one is.
Yeah, so there are some things your husband will not change, your wife will not change. You just have to accept it that this is what they are. Let me help them overcome it. I have accepted it is my lot. I always pick half cup of tea around the house and I don't complain anymore. I just pick it and I just go and wash it and we carry on. Okay, so please, sometimes there are some things you can't change. You can't change them. Or just flow. Yeah. Carry on, mommy.
Well. Yeah,
it is well. And I still love you. Okay, the next thing is find the things that excite your spouse and do them. Find the things that you see, you want friendship. What does your husband like best? What does your wife like best? Some of us, we don't even know these things. All right, yeah, carry on.
Okay, so Chuni is saying that talking about working on ourselves, how do you handle, or Chani or Chuni, please forgive me if I said it wrong. How do you handle a partner that stops you from wearing certain clothes and yet they want to be close to people that dress the same way they are stopping you from dressing?
That is strange. It's not right. It's not right. If then there's something wrong. You see, there's something wrong. I don't have an answer to that one. Wear the things that he sees he likes people to wear. I think that I may be wrong, but okay, carry on, mommy.
You can continue, Pastor.
Yeah, so find the things that excite your spouse and do them. You see, you win the hearts of people. When Esther wanted to win the heart of the king, she dressed herself up and presented herself in a way that she knew the king could not resist. All right? Make yourself irresistible to your wife. Make yourself irresistible to your husband. What are the things that excite them? What are the things that excite your husband? What are the things that excite your wife? Find those things and do them. And it will generate talking points. It will win your husband's heart. It will win your wife's heart. And it will make life nicer. It will increase the friendship. Okay? So it is work, like we said. You have to be conscious. You see, what are the things my husband like? What are the things my wife like? And you do them. You do them. I try to go the extra mile doing things that I know my wife likes. Doing things that I know my wife will appreciate. I'm constantly looking in her kitchen. What can I improve? What can I change? I'm looking at her dressing. What can I improve? What can I change? So that it always creates an impression in her mind that this man loves me. This man likes me. So she won't struggle to be friends with me. She won't struggle to be friends with me. So look out for what your wife likes. Look out for what your husband likes and do them. And go the extra mile. They don't need to ask before you do them. They don't need to ask before you do them. Mommy, if you want to take the next one, please.
Right. The other thing you need to do to be able to build on friendship is
carry on. Give me a second.
Is to learn to participate in the things your spouse does. Okay. And somebody put a comment there a few minutes ago. I think it was Danielle. She said that, ladies, even if you don't like football, go with him to a game when he asks you. It shows him you are interested. It will not kill you. And that's one way of developing friendship. You participate in the things your spouse does. So if you're a wife and your husband likes football, I mean, be a football fan. Not because you are interested in football, but you are interested in what you are interested in him. So what he likes becomes what he likes becomes what you automatically like. When you do that, you build a solid friendship with your spouse. If you are a man and your wife likes going out to movies or something, get into it. Get into it. Don't say that you know that your husband likes football. Yeah, you don't like football. Your husband likes football. But anytime there's football, you get angry. When you do that, you will never become his friend. Instead of fighting his hobbies, join him in enjoying his hobbies.
Instead of fighting his
hobbies,
he
feels that you are interested in him.
Yeah.
Join him.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Instead of fighting his hobbies, join him in enjoying the hobbies. When you do that, you feel that you like him. You are interested in him. It's not the hobby you are interested in. You want to join him in enjoying the hobby because you are interested in him. You are interested in making him happy. You're interested in making sure that he's okay. And when you do that, it will be easy for you to build a friendship with him because he knows that you care about me. You are interested in me. So find out what your husband or your wife likes and participate in it. Join them in doing it. You know that your wife likes baking. You may not be very good at baking, but you know that she's into baking every time. Join her in baking. You can just get some of the flour and then just pour it on her or something. Just have fun with it or be interested. You see that she likes baking. Find out things for baking. Buy her these baking trays and baking recipes for baking because you know that she likes baking. You go out, oh, I see that you like baking. It's your hobby. I got you these things. Can you try these recipes? She'll be elated. You think that you are so much interested in me. Developing friendship with you at this level will not be an issue at all. So learn to participate in the things your spouse does, whether it's their hobby, whether it's their career, whatever it is. Your husband likes reading. When he's reading, tell him, can I read a chapter with you? Can I read a chapter for you? Just sit down, cross your legs. Let me read to your hearing. Get a cup of tea, sip it whilst I read to you. And
it's been a long time since you did that for me, you know. It's been a long time since you did that for me.
Yeah, Pastor, I will read with you when I have so many things to do with you when you come back.
All right, carry on.
No comment, Pastor. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So that's one easy way of building friendship with your spouse. Okay, building friendship. Your spouse likes music. You may not know how to sing, but get into the flow. Flow with them. Flow with them. I realized that my husband likes sound. So I decided to be dancing for him. He likes sound. He likes to sit down and listen to music. He doesn't know how to dance. Okay, you do the listening. Sorry, I'll do the dancing. So whilst he's listening, I'm dancing. My husband likes to buy TV. Okay, he likes gadgets. I'm not a gadget person, but he likes to buy the guy. Okay, buy it. He buys a tablet, I will use it. I have a tablet, he has his tablet, but I like going on his tablet sometimes. Most of the time when he's not, I'll pick his tablet, looking on his tablet, doing things on his tablet. He has his study, he has his computer, I have mine. I come into his study because I want to be with him.
And you come to mess things up all the time. You come changing settings all the time, making me angry all the time.
How can you know I have been here if I don't change anything? You wouldn't know.
Every time I enter my study and you've been there, I know you've been there. The confusion you create there.
I want to be where you are.
Oh Lord, marriage is something else. But mommy, we have a comment here from Vera where he says that, what about when you join him to watch his football, but he doesn't want to watch your movie with you? I know she said it in a funny way, but please, if we want to settle scores, we will never win this battle. If we always want to do, I did this with you, so you to do this with me. I did this. No, always you. You see, it works when you just go out, you do your part and leave the rest to God. Marriage will never work when you're always looking at whether your husband or your wife is doing what they are supposed to do. Focus on what you are supposed to do and leave your husband or your wife to God. Don't be the one, hey, check him. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. It will never work that way. Okay. All right, carry on.
And I like the response Rebecca gave to Vera. Rebecca said, we need the mercy of God in our marriages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Lady Priscilla is saying that one of the qualities of a good husband is that they are good company. You must intentionally develop the interest in what your spouse likes. I hate action movies, but I've learned to love them because of my dear husband. And our movie nights are fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good. In surround sound, you can't go wrong with that. Aye, powerful. That's powerful. All right, okay.
I don't think my husband really likes movies, but I like movies, and I think that I've managed, either I have drawn him into it or probably he has.
Yeah. Now I do movies because of you.
I know, because he's not a movie person.
One good reason why I like to watch movies with you is because you will cry, I will get to hold you, try to comfort you, and you become sweeter after that. So why what is wrong? There's nothing to lose.
So I always to your benefit.
Every time we watch a movie, you will cry and I have to hold you and comfort you. And then I get what I want. Okay. All right. So that is why I love watching movies with you. All right. Okay.
Benedicta is saying she also loves tea. She can warm the tea. It's nice. I can have tea the whole day. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And leave the cup here and there. It's okay.
Good. Okay. All right. So the next thing is avoid repeating or remembering past offenses. The Bible says that he who repeats an offense separates very friends. Okay. If you are the type who always wants to remind your husband or your wife, in 1985, you did this. 1923, you did this. You will never make friendship in that marriage. You will never make friendship in that marriage. You want strong friendship, learn to forgive quickly and let it go. Forgive quickly and let it go. Don't keep repeating offenses. Don't set memorial dates and anniversaries for offenses. You remember today is the 15th. It's exactly 23 years that you slept with that girl. You don't need it. Please. You don't need it. Don't set special memorials for offenses and for sins that you have done against each other. Let it go. Don't repeat things. Don't repeat things. Every sin. We are not perfect. We have messed up with each other. But please let it go. If you want the friendship to do well, do not be playing back sins that we have committed against each other and offenses that have been set against you or done against you. Don't have anniversaries of sins that your spouse has committed against you. Mommy, you want to add something?
Learn the communication of praise instead of always criticizing your spouse.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be criticized constantly. Yes, I mean, when we go wrong, we want to hear that, okay, you've gone wrong. You cannot thrive without criticism anyway. So it's a necessary part of our development and growth and maturity. However, it becomes a problem when it is a constant thing. As for you, all you do is to criticize your spouse. You criticize everything. I don't like the way your hair is combed. I don't like the dress you're wearing. I don't like the way you're walking. I don't like everything. Every little thing they do attracts a criticism from you.
Yeah.
If you do that, building friendship with you is very difficult because
the Bible says.
Always,
sorry, mommy.
A person will always shy away from anybody who always try to put them down.
Yeah, even a dog, mommy.
I was going to say that even an animal, if they come close to you and you keep hitting them, they are not going to come close to you again.
Yeah.
So don't do that to your spouse. Don't be the person always criticizing them. Criticize every single thing they do. Every decision they make is poor. Every dress they wear is bad. Every decision. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you do that, they cannot get close to you to be able to build any solid friendship with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So constant criticism. The Bible says that if it is better to live in the wilderness or at the rooftop than to live with a nagging wife or a nagging husband. A person who is always nagging, who is always complaining, who is always murmuring, you can't make friends with them. So you want strong friendship to be built in your marriage. Stop complaining, stop criticizing, stop arguing, stop fighting. Don't make yourself the Jackie Chan of the family, always looking for an operation or an opportunity to strike. Don't be the striking force in that family. Please be the friendly one. Be the one who overlooks an offense. Be the one who smiles when there's been an error. Be the one who is first to forgive. Be the one who behaves like you haven't seen the offense that has taken place, okay? And God will bless you and things will be well. And Danielle is saying something, mommy, let me say it. I know you have some comments you want to read. Daniel Blackman is saying that stop throwing back in your spouse's face the times you help them, especially financially. Don't act as if you did them a favor by marrying them. Very, very important. If it had not been for me, you would never have seen the inside of an aeroplane. I'm the one who got you a visa. I'm the one who brought you abroad. It spells friendship. Remember, if it had not been for me, you would never have finished your school. I'm the one who paid your school fees. Remember when your father needed help? I'm the one who gave him money. Don't do that. Don't do it. And never be as if that you've done them a favor for marrying them. It kills friendship. It can never be your friend if you want to be the Lord and you want them to be servant. Mommy, you have some comments, bring them up.
Yeah, Twambi was saying that sometimes a spouse will say, I'm tired of all the mistakes you do without changing. Please, love keeps no record of wrongs. Learn to forgive.
Very true. But you too, mommy, wait. But you too, if you are the one who is causing the offense, don't be telling the one you are offending that love keeps no record of wrong. Make effort to change. And if you are the one who has been offended, just like Twambi said, you too don't keep record of the wrongs the other party. You learn to forgive. But if you are the one causing the offense, it's the most annoying thing that you cause offense to your wife or your husband and you tell him, learn to forgive. Love keeps no record of wrong. It makes it more painful. When you are the one causing the offense, learn to work on yourself. Learn to change. Learn to apologize. Learn to humble yourself. And if you are the one who has been offended, learn to forgive. Learn to love. Learn to let go. These two work hand in hand to make the friendship work. Carry on, please, mommy.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. So we can move on to the. Should we move on to the next point, Pastor Derek?
I think that we can learn to stop from here, and then we can continue, God willing, next week. So if there are any special comments or questions, we can take them. Then we'll pray and finish, and then we can continue. Because if we want to finish, mommy, it will take us quite far.
Lady Priscilla is saying, learn to overlook issues. Priscilla is saying, learn to overlook issues. Not every issue must be prosecuted at the UN negotiation table. Sometimes overlook it as God does for you.
Yeah. There are more comments, mommy.
Favor is saying that some spouses keep a record of their wife's sexual life with them by keeping how many times they have had sex. Meanwhile, it's the way the man is treating the woman.
No, but mommy, let's talk about this thing. Like that video you showed me this week. Yeah, it's painful. You know, we men, we have been designed to have sex. A man must ejaculate at least every other day. We are designed to ejaculate at least 21 times in a month. Okay, we like sex unless we are sick or something is not right, or unless our wives look very ugly to us. Okay, but if your wife looks beautiful and you are healthy and her character is good, oh, you will always want to have sex with her. So, dear ladies, please stop finding quick excuses to stay away from sex. You are hurting us. You are harming us when you allow the children to get in their bed, when you make yourself so busy that you can't have time for sex and all that. I know it's a different ballgame altogether, but try, because your husband will keep records of why you are not allowing him to have sex. For us, sex is very, very important to us. For many of you women, sex is just nothing, but for us, it is like World Cup. We don't joke with it. So please, don't use little excuses, flimsy excuses to deny your husband sex. Don't do that. Okay, carry on, mommy, with the next thing.
Okay, there's a message from Sir Krufi directly to you, Pastor Sir. He says that he wishes to talk to you.
All right, we can talk after, please. Carry on, mommy. Next one.
Daniel is saying, Miles Morrow said that the number one need of a male is sex.
Hey, it's important. That's why I'm suffering here.
Are you suffering?
And you know something? You know something? Let me just, I know this one is not the best, but you know, your mom has also traveled to England, right? And your dad called me this afternoon. I haven't told you this. And he asked me, I hope you haven't missed LG too much. I said, Dad, it's not easy, but the Lord is my help. He said, my brother, don't worry. We are all in the same boat. So we are both suffering. I really asked, hey, Dad, but you're a bit older. Do you still feel things like I do? But you know, I couldn't. I hope you saw on the broadcast. Yeah. But yeah. So we really want it. Sex is very, very important to us. If you deny us, you have killed us. So please give it to us more often. Okay. All right. Carry on.
Okay. Priscilla is saying, insightful session. I've enjoyed it so much. Monica is saying, thank God for today's teaching. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
Priscilla said you are called sufferers. The Association of Lonely Men or Lonely Husbands.
Yeah.
Association of sufferers.
ASC, Association of abandoned husbands.
Hey, Dr. Julia, I miss you, pal. I tried calling you. I didn't get you. I've seen your message. I will be in touch, doctor. I'll be in touch. Are you still there, Pastor Derek?
I'm here. I was drinking my Sobolo and enjoying myself. All right. Okay. All right.
Precious said, very informative.
Somebody says we should learn to hold the edge. You become a man for 1 week and see if it's easy. It's not easy to hold the edge, oh. When the oil, the anointing comes like that, it's not easy at all. It's not easy. So please, if you're a wife, help your husband. Please, I'm begging you on behalf of all husbands. Please allow us to have sex with you. A lot of it, please. And make yourself attractive and offer it and position it and support us. Okay? And give us ringtones and styles and all that, please. Make sure that you help your husband. Help a brother here. And by all means, if you're a brother on the broadcast, help your wife to help you. Don't make it hard for her. Don't overwork her. Don't abuse her. Don't be wicked to her. Don't insult her. Make sure that you take good care of your wife so your wife can also help you. Minister Rosie, I can see you there. You put a number there. Please help my brother tonight, okay? Give him some wild styles tonight. Okay? God bless you.
The number on.
All right, okay. Okay, powerful. All right, okay. So as we leave this place, everybody go and have good sex with your husband. Those of you who are married, make sure that tonight you say that this one is special delivery from Pastor. I'm going to make you very, very happy tonight. And then make the man happy. God will bless you. God will increase you so much. All right, mommy. Hey, Sir Krufi say, Pastor, talk to my wife in the spirit for me. I think that is what I just said. Yeah. Your wife is going to help you. Your wife is going to help you. Tonight, all the wives are going to be very, very good. Yeah, Leonora, it is true. She should have heard me. Remind her for me. She should give my brother very, very powerfully. And Leonora, you too. Go and give the head uncle a powerful style tonight. Hang on the ceiling, hold the fan, and turn it on, and make the man happy. God bless you, or make your wife, your husbands very happy. And husbands to don't come quick. Make sure that you allow your husbands to also reach orgasm. Sorry, you allow your wife to reach orgasm. Don't just use them. Make sure they also enjoy it. Okay. If we are not careful, this broadcast will turn into something else. Let's end it quickly before it turns into a different thing altogether. Powerful. God bless you, Leonora. God bless you so much. God bless every one of you. So we're going to pray. We're going to pray and then we'll finish the broadcast. Thank you so much for your patience, all the technical difficulties and all that. You still stayed with us. We are very, very grateful. Please, if you are listening to us and you don't know Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, please, Jesus makes a big difference, both here on earth and in eternity. Without him, you will not go to heaven. And whilst on earth, life is a lot better when Jesus is in your boat. So please ask him to have mercy upon you and come into your life and make him the Lord of your life so that you can enjoy all the blessings that Christ brings, both here on earth and also in eternity. If you haven't subscribed to our page, please subscribe. And thank you to all of you who follow us. Mommy, we've reached 20,000, past 20,000 long time. We've passed. The last time I checked, is it a week or so ago, was 20,200 and something. So we've gone past 20,000 followers on Facebook. Thank you so much for that. If all these 20,000 will also move to YouTube, that would be powerful. So everybody, if you don't follow us on YouTube, please go and follow us on YouTube as well. We have some books as well. The God Spices for Marriage, The Blood of Jesus. Yes, and Built to Last. You can find them on Amazon. Please get them. Follow some of I have a number of live sessions I'm doing with a number of ministries here in Ghana. Thanks God so much. I am reconnected with my wonderful uncle, Apostle George. I'm Winnie, and I ministered in his church the last time. Wonderful place. By the grace of God, I'm going back on Thursday. Please follow us. It's going to be another wonderful time. Well, I forgot some of the places I'm ministering at. Tomorrow, I'm in Shine, Ghana. Next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I am in. What's the name of the church, Mommy?
Overflow Faith Center.
Overflow Faith Center, and so many other places. So please follow us. Look at the places I find. The places I'm not able to broadcast for various reasons, but where I'm able to broadcast, please follow and enjoy and share. Thank you so much for your love and your friendship. Now we are going to pray. We're going to pray. Mommy, will you start praying with us, and then I will take it over if I need to. I know the anointing is on you. You look so beautiful, and I miss you so much. I miss you so much. But we'll talk after the broadcast. We'll talk after the broadcast. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Sister Vicky. Sister Vicky has put the link to the YouTube. So if you click on that link, you can follow us on YouTube as well. We've got over 100 videos there, all on marriage. So please follow the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Sister Vicky. You are such a blessing. You are such a blessing. All right, okay. So mommy, pray with us.
So once again, God bless you.
And sorry, mommy, before you even come in. Yes, if you live in Ghana, in Accra, around East Legon, go to this church, Kingdom Power and Glory Ministries. It's a powerful place. It's my uncle's church. And his wife, Mama Ruth, wonderful people, wonderful people. A place of excellence, Pa. So if you live in Accra around East Legon, go to Kingdom Power and Glory Ministries in Ghana. Wonderful place. Look for the link on Facebook. Look for the address and go there. But if you are in the west of Accra, into Kaswa, from Makati Hill all the way down to Accra, come to Shine, Ghana, another wonderful place. You will not regret it. God bless you. Carry on, mommy. Let's pray.
So once again, thank you to every one of you. And it's always a pleasure and a privilege to come your way. And thank you for your patience as well, because we had difficulties when we started, but the Lord helped us. So thank you so much, and God bless you all. We want to pray this evening. We want to just pray. So let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, once again, we thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to be alive. In the name of Jesus, thank you for another opportunity to sit at your feet and to learn that friendship is more important in marriage than any other place. In the name of Jesus, I want to lift up everybody who's connected to this broadcast to God. That where there's an issue with the friendship, where husbands and wives are not friends. In the name of Jesus, we pray for the grace, oh God, the grace to become friends. We pray for wisdom, Lord. It takes wisdom, it takes determination, it takes discipline, it takes anointing to become friends in our marriage. And we pray that you release this grace unto us so that we will become friends in our marriages. And Lord, I pray lifting up spouses before you where they have been hurt because friendships have not been formed in the marriage. Friendships have been formed outside in the marriage. And it has led to all problems, all kinds of problems in the mind. We pray, Lord, for restoration. We pray in the name of Jesus for healing, oh God. We pray for comfort in the name of Jesus. And Lord, specifically, I want to pray for anybody who is trusting you for marriage. We pray for marital favor. Any lady in waiting, any gentleman trusting you for marriage, in the name of Jesus, let your anointing come upon them. Let marital favor locate them in the name of Jesus. We pray that they will find the right people who will love them, who will cherish them, who will respect them. That Lord, they will enjoy their marriages and not endure their marriages. In the name of Jesus, I pray for that husband who needs healing. In the name of Jesus, we pray that the healing balm of Gilead will visit him. That Lord, there will be healing. I pray for that wife who is trusting you for the fruit of the womb. Take away that reproach from her, oh God. Make her a mother of many. Let the sound of a baby be heard in her home. In the name of Jesus, and we pray, Lord, for that couple who is trusting you, God, for a job. In the name of Jesus, make a way for them so they can take care of their children. And Lord, we pray for that couple who are fighting where there's no peace, where the enemy has entered the marriage. In the name of Jesus, we cast the devil out. Any demon that has infiltrated the marriage, in the name of Jesus, we cast them out. Oh God, we pray that your peace will visit the homes of your children. Let the love of Jesus be experienced in our marriages to God. In the name of Jesus, let there be healing mentally. Let there be healing emotionally. Let there be healing physically, God. In the name of Jesus, restore the joy of your children. Restore the love. Restore the peace. At the end of it all, let the name of Jesus be exalted in our marriage. And Lord, I pray for that man and that woman and that couple who do not know you, who do not have a relationship with you. Holy Spirit, we pray that you convict them. Holy Spirit, reveal yourself to them, that they will come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, God, and enjoy salvation, the benefits of salvation. We thank you and we bless your holy name. And Lord, I want to lift up my dear sweet husband before you. That Lord, you will preserve him even as he's back home, oh God. You keep him safe. Lord, I pray that your angels will comfort him. In the name of Jesus, I pray that, Lord, you will help him, you will anoint him as he goes to minister at all these places. Lord, let lives be transformed. In the name of Jesus, keep him, Lord, and bring him back to me safely. In Jesus' name, amen.
In the name of Jesus, amen. That's so sweet of you. I remembered me in your prayers. Thank you so much. Right, so God bless every one of you. Thank you so much for being with us today. God willing, we'll come your way again next week. Share the broadcast before you go. Share the broadcast. Let it bless somebody. Let it be a blessing. Put it into some group. Put it into some watch party. Let it help somebody. Join the page if you haven't done so. Get the books if you haven't done so. Go to Facebook if you haven't done so. We love you so much. May God's grace be on you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you. May He be gracious unto you. Lift up His countenance towards you. Give you peace and help you in everything you do. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much. We love you and we appreciate you, and we will come your way again. If we said anything that you didn't understand, please feel free to message us. If you need further help, make sure to message us. If we said anything that offended you, please forgive us. Our intention was only to guide and educate, not to cause any form of offense. So God bless you. We love you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Mommy.
You're
Thank
welcome. See you on the other side, Pastor Derek.
On the other side.
Bye.